You got the Hebrew Israelites come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of America. This wicked ass kingdom you call America. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach Kodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four winds of the world, pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom. All right, we hear it again in Babylon, in Sin City, Las Vegas, on Easter Sunday. All right, and our people are still worshiping and following after these pagan holidays. Okay. All right, and while you're worshiping these holidays, the so-called white man Esau is preparing to take you Jakes out. All right, and he's going to get you while you're most comfortable, while you're eating your Sunday ham, while you're leaving your church service, you're feeling all good, you're at your Easter egg hunt with your kids. The so-called white man Esau is preparing to take you Jakes out. All right, and we're going to get into Easter and where Easter is in the Bible, where it shouldn't have been, where the word is Pascal, which is the Passover. All right, because that's another one of Esau's wicked devices to try to deceive the people, to try to bring, well, back in the times of the Holy Roman Empire, they try to bring the people together with these pagan holidays and bring it into the church to mix the two. All right, and that's why you get this wicked holiday Easter. You want to get that in? Okay, go ahead.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. We'll start at verse 1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. If I may say, in the truth, we don't have to tell each other about the times. We have to tell you people that are still asleep about the times we're living in. It's time to wake up, because this man about to roll on you, and he got something swift coming from you. But how we know you're still asleep, because you're still celebrating things like Easter, Christmas, so on and so forth. Right? It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night."
That's right. The Lord is coming like a thief in the night when you're most vulnerable. All right. When you think you all good, you got a good job. You know your kids is doing good. You and your woman doing good. You got a house. Everything is going good for you. That's when the Lord is coming. All right, that's when Esau is kicking down your door. That's when the so-called white man is coming down with great wrath, spoken of in Revelation 12, verse 12. All right?
He said, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them."
That's right. When you're in your, like I said, when you're in your most vulnerable, when there's peace and safety, when you're listening to your government officials, when Trump is telling you that this society is booming and jobs are being provided, and you're not conscious of what's really going on, all right, of the famine and the pestilence to come, and the martial law. Look at Venezuela right now. Those people are going through Jacob's trouble. All right, it's hyperinflation. They don't have food. All right, they're eating out of trash cans. They're eating animals in the zoo. That's coming to America. All right, enjoy your Easter holiday, because it's nothing good coming to this place. Especially and mainly to our people. All right, the scriptures say that started the house of the Most High. Judgment shall start at the house of the Most High. So like
it says, "As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Like childbirth that comes suddenly, you don't know when the water gonna break. It's time to go into contraction or labor. Same thing with the day of the Lord. You're chilling, you just got used to how this is feeling and everything's going. You gotta figure it out, then boom, society's gonna be turned upside down.
And with those labor pains, as soon as it starts, you can't turn it back. So once judgment begins at the house of the Most High, on you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, no one can pull it back. No one's gonna stop the martial law. No one's gonna stop the famine. Or no one's gonna stop the bodies to be piled on top of each other in the streets. No one's gonna stop these women from being ravished, all right, and them eating their kids. All this is gonna continue to happen. It's gonna get worse, all right? That was it.
This is Luke chapter 17, verse 26. "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all.
All right, that's what's going on right now. We're building that spiritual ark. All right, Noah prophesied for 120 years. Our apostles been out for 35 years, pushing this word, and the elders and the Akim up under them, pushing this word and telling you people to get right. But this place ain't got 120 years. All right, we'd be lucky if you Jakes be lucky if you got 2 or 3 more years left, if that. All right.
It says, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.
That's right. It's going to be worse in these days because wickedness is at an all-time high. All right, the scriptures say the sins of Babylon have reached the heavens. All right, the sins of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans have reached the heavens also. All right, so that's why the Lord's coming down with swift judgment. And you thinking that it's all good here in America, man? This is no way to live. All right. Yeah, come on, get that.
Acts chapter 12, verse 1 says, now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
In the same times we're living in today, the men of the Lord, persecution is going to come against the men of the Lord. All right, we're going to get, some of us are going to be martyrs. All right, the same days we're living in, but at the same time, you Israelites are going to get you're going to get slaughtered also. All right, but our death is going to be righteous. All right, we're going to be.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to say was, if you notice, going back into the history, the men of the Lord went through it first before Israel went through it. The apostles and disciples, they got persecuted, they were getting slandered, they were getting locked up, they were getting beaten for the gospel's sake. So they got judged prior to Israel getting judged, which the Lord had prophesied that the Romans is going to put hell on Jerusalem. And they see, they didn't understand what the apostles and disciples, what they were trying to do, but they figured that they was gonna, as long as they had that relationship with the Romans, like the Pharisees, for example, in order for them to keep their chief seats and positions in Israel, they had to be buddy with the Romans. But they didn't even understand that Yahushua already spoke that these Romans is gonna put hell on y'all, man. So if that happened back then, we can only imagine that we're gonna be put through the ringer. All right, we're gonna go through what we're gonna go through, but then it's gonna trickle down to the rest of the nation. That was it. I just want to go that out.
Verse 3 says, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further.
Those are wicked Israelites that it pleased, because, like the brother was saying, they were persecuting the apostles, and the Sadducees, the wicked Sadducees and Pharisees, they was all with it. So they, like the brother said, they wanted to keep their position. So it pleased the Jews. All right, get these niggas out of here. They're going against the Roman Empire.
They were same as Yahushua. It pleased them to kill Yahushua. The blood upon themselves and upon their children. It says, back in verse 3, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
We know the days of unleavened bread is what we just had, the Passover. All right, but as the brother reads on, it's going to tell you, it's going to say Easter.
It says, verse 4.
They could have just left it at that. They didn't have to put Easter in there. They didn't have to try to disguise it with this wicked holiday you celebrate now. But Esau is the devil. He is the deceiver. He put that word in there, and knowing it would confuse our people.
The beautiful thing is that it does. It confuses our people. They're undesirable.
Yeah.
Most High don't want you. He don't want you to have the mind to go research what that Greek word really is. Pascal,
Yep.
you know, meaning Passover in the Greek. He don't want you to be able to implement and figure out this truth, to unlock things, unless he wants you to be of the elect.
Yep.
You know? It says, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quadrants of soldiers to keep him in.
That's like what, 16 soldiers?
Yep.
4 times 6.
Yeah. And just like how Esau, his police department, you know, every time they roll up on a Jake, they gotta roll deep.
Yeah, kind of.
You know,
Could be one Jake and be 4 police
could be
cars.
like 4 squad cars.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how they rolled up on Peter.
They feel like this guy's dangerous.
Yeah.
I know Peter was out there looking down. He swung on him with the knife when he came from the outside. Man.
They probably think he did Jake now, armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
You know?
It says, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
I said after Easter, and that's where you get, you know, the word in the Greek is Pascal, which Pascat, Salakia, which means Passover. All right, and that's where the Jakes go off. All right, you Jake. The scripture says in Isaiah in the 1st chapter, just get it, man. Probably the shot.
3.
Yep.
Got
Yeah, and if you read that same chapter and verse in Acts, this 12th chapter, you read it in the other translations, you'll see that word really isn't there. Like these other people that translated these other versions know that word was not really supposed to be there. All right. Matter of fact, I'll read it in the NIV. There's the NIV version, Acts 12:4. It says, after arresting him, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intending to bring him out for public trial after the Passover.
What did verse 3 say about that unleavened bread? What did it say?
Acts 12:3, it says, when he saw that this met with approval among the Jews, he proceeded to siege Peter also. This happened during the festival of unleavened bread.
Right. So it connects the whole time around. If those two connect with the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Passover, the Feast of the times of the Unleavened Bread, and Easter is the same time.
Yeah.
You know? They just want to be slick and put that word in there, but that's a stumbling block for a lot of people.
Because a lot of the Catholic Church, majority of the Catholic Churches, rituals and holidays go back to pagan holidays that were celebrated in the Babylonian Empire. All right, like the Ishtar, the Queen of Heaven. All those go back to Babylonian customs and ideologies. But hey, you while you celebrating Easter, the main point is the so-called white man Esau is ready to roll on you Jakes. He's ready to take you Jakes out. He's ready to implement his new world order. All right, and that's starting with the chip.
That's why I brought that other scripture out, Thessalonians, because if you sleep enough to still think there's a such thing called Easter, a righteous event, so to speak, 2 days later with rabbits and eggs that don't go together. All of this stuff that don't add up with the scriptures. If you still sleep enough to believe in Easter, then you sleep enough to get caught up by this flood when the enemy comes in and gets you.
That's right. Get that.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel do not know, my people do not consider.
All right, the ox and the ass are 2 simple dumbass animals, but they know who their master is. They know where home is. All right, you Israelites, y'all don't, like the scripture say, y'all don't consider to look up what does this go back to, or what is the meaning of Easter, the history. Y'all just go with the flow, live in that do as thou will spirit. All right, that spirit of Babylon. All right, do as the Romans while in Rome, do as the Romans, and that's going to get you Israelites killed out here. He's going to get slaughtered. There's going to be blood on these streets. These streets are going to get bloody. All right, and it's going to start at the house of Israel. Get Matthew the 24th chapter. So. Do you have a piece of that? No. Matthew the 24th chapter.
What'd you go for?
24, Matthew 24 and 6.
24 and 6. This is Matthew 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
It's wars and rumors of wars. That's what's going on in your news right now. You don't see what's going over there in Syria and in the Middle East with the things that Russia's doing, Russia, Iran, and China. This is wars and rumors of war. This is going on while you out here celebrating Easter. While you feeling all good and eating your ham and going to church and going to Easter egg hunts. These other nations ain't celebrating this shit, and if they are, they not in the spirit of you Americans. All right,
if they're doing it, they're more than likely under the influence of the Roman Catholic Church.
Yep.
Because the Roman Catholic Church is the hugest religion on the planet Earth. All right, and it's the most paganistic religion there is. All right, all these different denominations in Christianity, including Islam, all stem from the Roman Catholic Church. All right, so majority of the people, they're influenced by that religion. All right, and they've had a lot of wars where they've subjugated a lot of countries. You know, really starting with the so-called white man Esau. He went and spreaded his Roman Catholicism with the force of the sword. You know, and iconoclasm.
How you think it got down there in South America? They wouldn't believe in that before the conquistadors came down there.
Yep.
They was going off. They was worshiping the sun and different type of deities, but they wasn't worshiping Roman Catholicism. They wasn't worshiping Cesare Borgia.
No.
Go ahead, bro.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation.
Nation rise against nation. That's World War III. These race riots that's going to take place here in America. All right, you're going to have class wars. You know, the rich versus the poor. You're going to have states against states. That's coming here to America. All right, and the so-called white man knows that. He's up there planning this. He's been planning this for years. All right, while you celebrating Easter, he's up there making calculated steps on how he's going to get you people chipped. And if you're not going to chip you, how he's going to kill you, how he's going to slaughter you people. Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
Famine, starving to death.
Okay.
All right? The scriptures say it's better to die of the sword than to die of famine.
Okay.
All right? And it's gonna hit here in America hard because you people are gluttonous and you overconsume food, you waste food, you don't eat the proper diet. So when the famine comes, your body is gonna eat away at itself. All right? And the hard part about it, you're gonna have to watch your family die, all right in front of your eyes. You're gonna have to see your children's ribs are gonna be shown. That's how it's gonna get out here in these streets. All right, and you don't take the men of the Lord serious, but when those times come, the scriptures say, "My men shall eat, my men shall drink." All right, we're gonna have that covering, Lord willing, we're part of the elect from Yahweh Shai in that day. All right, but when that famine comes, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough when you on you jakes out there that don't have that covering from the Heavenly Father. And it said pestilence. You're gonna die of diseases that you never heard of. You're gonna have a cough. You're gonna have fever. You're gonna be bleeding from your eyes, bleeding from your nose. You don't know why. No antibiotics, no prescription, nothing you can think of. No kind of creams. Nothing's gonna cure it. All right.
If I may say, because we know how Esau gets down. A lot of these pestilences are created in the lab.
Yep.
All right, they put these together and then they put patterns on them, and then they release them. They'll put them in certain insects, or they'll try to make it airborne, or however to make it get in contact with the people. And when it does that, they know how it spreads.
Yep.
Then they try to put out some type of cure, which is not a cure. They'll try to give you something to treat it,
Yeah.
And they'll try to put it out there like it's secure, like these vaccination shots.
And it basically
That's why they're trying to make. They have that bill that makes it mandatory to receive the measles vaccination, and those vaccinations is not to cure it. They've been finding out that people that's getting those, they actually are becoming infected.
That's what a vaccination is. It actually gives you a dose of the disease itself.
Which means they have to create the disease.
Exactly.
Yep.
So Esau, he lives by the sword. So a lot of these diseases that you're gonna see people dying off in, Esau is gonna be the mastermind behind it. Even though it's the Heavenly Father's doing. Okay? And like down there in Venezuela, they don't have access to so-called medications.
Go to Colombia and get them.
They gotta flee their own country. Okay?
And they're
Here you can't run. Here in the States, you're not gonna run down to Mexico or up to Canada, because they're trying to build a damn wall to keep you secluded and bear it off in here, man. So you just gonna be trapped with all the misery, all the diseases, all right, police state, so trained assassin soldiers. You're gonna be trapped in America with all that, man. You know. So if you don't have the help from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in that day, man, this is part of your tribulation, man. You know?
There's more,
This is verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Oh, this is the beginning of sorrows. All right, it's going to get worse. Okay, with the pestilence, the earthquakes, with the famine, it's going to get worse. And that you're going to be at the point of, just breaking down mentally, physically. All right, and if you're that wicked, the Lord is preserving your ass for their missiles.
One of the worst things that you can take from somebody is hope. You 2/3 don't have any hope.
And they got hope. They put their hope and their trust in Esau, the so-called white man, and that's going to be to their destruction. Because Esau, only one that can save you from these times, from these sorrows that are coming to America, is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right.
I'll give you one something that's vital for the 2/3 and then hope, right? That you better hope you're an Israelite. That's all you got. Better, because if you catch a missile on this side and you're not an Israelite, you don't get better on the other side.
Well, you can say that the missile is the second death. So if you're not an Israelite in the kingdom, that's like the third death.
Yes.
You know? Because it's going to be, man, with these times you're coming into, it's not no joking matter. It's not nothing to play with. It's not nothing to take lightly. All right? And this main message is to the elect, man. Lord willing, the elect receive this message and wake up out of this gross darkness that they in, man. Because, man, we tired of this shit. Coming out and talking to these simple ass niggas out here, man. Is he ignoring that, bro?
He shall be delivered.
Keep reading down to like 14.
I got it.
This is verse 12. No, sorry, Salah. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated.
How messed up is that? When you think about it, the elect, it's talking to the elect, we're going to be delivered up and killed, right? But that's still going to be better than what happens to you. We know what's coming for us. We're woken up and we signed up for this. We know what's coming. You the ones that don't know that. Hey man, what are you doing in my house with that? Hey, what did he say in that mosque down there in
New Zealand?
New Zealand. Hey brother, boom.
Okay.
You opened it after that. That's all he could say. You got blown away. You gonna come in that same spirit with these Edomites, they're gonna blow you away.
It's gonna be that same dragon,
Yeah.
that same beast that Jake had to face back then, 2,000 years ago. All right. So y'all had the men of the Lord put to death back then, but then y'all didn't even realize what Yahweh Shai said before y'all crucified him. the things that was going to befall you. Yahweh Shai died, and then the elect still went out there and preached. Then they got persecuted. Some of them they got put to death. Some of them got banished. And then 70 AD was really starting at 66 AD. Then that's when those wars started between the Romans and Judah. The Zealot groups, the Sicarii and all them. And the wars got so bad that the Sicarii, in order for them to try to make it equal plane for there to be a fair fight with the Romans, they had to basically contribute to stopping the food supply from coming in, and basically it was on some, now let's see who will win this war. So they had a retreat called the Masada, where they would actually hide at, in case they had to, get away. But what that did was when some of them left and fled into the Masada mountains, and left all those women and children and priests and all that was still in the land. They didn't listen to Yahweh Shai when Yahweh Shai said, go and flee into the mountains, get the hell up out of here. They still wanted, careful what was in the temple and all that other stuff. So when it came down to it, because the Sicarii was killing a lot of Romans, so the Romans, they developed such a cold spirit that they started just killing women, children. All right, they wouldn't allow you to get access to food, so people were starving. So Israel ended up suffering an even worse situation than what the men of the Lord went through.
Yeah. Like you were referring to previous.
Yeah, man. And that's gonna happen again, man. But this time, all the elect is not gonna be slain by Esau.
Just keep reading.
Okay, it's gonna be a few martyrs that's gonna be beheaded, but the majority of the elect, they're not gonna taste death. Okay. They're gonna be protected. Just back on this one.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
What it says in the seed illustration in the law. Matter of fact, if I may get it right quick, it's referring to this time and like different time
70
periods
AD
to where it all happens. Where is it at? 50. Yeah, 53. I'm gonna start at 53. I'm gonna read down. It says Deuteronomy 28 and 53. Thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. This stuff all happened in 70 AD. Okay? And it's going to come back in this time to happen to you again. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord Yahweh thy power hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness where thine enemies shall distress thee. And the brother broke down the 70 AD version. When it happened in that time, the fruits was cut off, so it was famine in the land where they had to start eating children. They went through plants, and they were eating different plants and roots that they can dig up. Then they ate leather and like belts and all of that. Yeah. Then when that ran out, it was like the baby crying hungry, I'm hungry. They start eating their children.
Yeah, like the account, what's that? 2 Kings. When they ate their children.
Today.
Yep. It says,
yeah, y'all like to eat abominations when y'all keep these satanic holidays. Y'all gonna be eating abominations just to survive, man. Human flesh, human meat. So you're already doing it indirectly. You don't even know it though. But y'all gonna be literally eating hands and fingers and toes.
Jake is wicked, man. Jake just throw some hot sauce or barbecue sauce on it, and they good. They won't even think about it.
throw it on the grill.
Get thrown on the grill.
Yeah, man.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, For the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. There goes sedition of men, going to invade one another for food and bread or whatever else. All of this happened, and it's going to continue happening back in 70 AD, and it's going to happen in the near future. It says, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the women of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left in him in the siege. And in the straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Shalom, bro. That's pretty much the point, though.
And if I could get this real quick, this is Mary of Bethuzabah. The story of Mary of Bethuzabah is a story of cannibalism told by Josephus in his Jewish War, 193.
He wrote in the times of
70 AD.
70 AD.
He went in. Josephus went into it, man. It says, which occurred as a consequence of famine and starvation during the siege of Jerusalem in August AD 70 by Roman legions commanded by Titus. The tale is only one account of the horrors suffered at Jerusalem in summer of 70. Josephus relates that there was a Mary, daughter of Eleazar, originally from the village of Bethuzabah in the district of Perea, east of the Jordan River, who had previously fled to Jerusalem. Distinguished in family and fortune, her property, treasures, and food had been plundered by the Jewish defenders of the city during the siege. That's going into the Zealots, the Zikari that did that. It says, famine was eating her heart out and rage consuming her still faster. Maddened by hunger, she took the infant at her breast and said to him, poor little mite, in war, famine, and civil strife, why should I keep you alive? That's cool.
Yeah.
With the Roman,
I'm gonna be a good mother and do you a favor and kill you.
That's how wicked Jake is, you know.
Hey, that was in the movie The Mist. At the end, he was like, my son ain't gonna make these people. I got four bullets, 5 people. Killed all the people, and then it cleared up right after that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know.
That's the spirit of Jake. He always looking for the easy route, the easy way out. Yeah.
Faith ain't easy. Having faith isn't easy. You gotta really believe.
And in this, you're gonna get pushed all the way to the edge of your faith, especially these times we're coming into.
And through much tribulation,
You're gonna, you know,
like it says in I think in the same chapter, because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So just imagine when there's no food and you're so used to always getting that luxury of eating all the time. When you ain't got no access to food, your true inner impulsive spirit is gonna come out.
That's why I read that.
You're gonna turn into a straight animal, man. Animals, they act off of impulse for survival.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I brought up that in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, because it basically said a man shall have no pity. What he said, his brother, he said, so that the man that is tender among you, very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, man versus man, and to his wife, man versus woman, and to the remnant of his children. That's everybody. You out for yourself. You know, you and it just goes into it. You just out for yourself at that point.
That's war. That's war, man.
Yeah.
You know, you trying to survive that dog eat dog world, man. You know, and that's how it's gonna get out here.
literally. So,
You need to read that now?
y'all read it?
There's still a lot more.
Yeah. Let's go there. I like it.
It says, with the Romans there is only slavery, and that only if alive when they come, but famine is forestalling slavery, and the partisans are crueler than either. Come, you must be food for me. To the partisans.
So the partisans are crueler. What's that word partisan means? You know what I mean? Like you get like some fight the Lord.
I got it.
But I believe I know what it means. Basically what she's saying is, because the longer they give us pardon or they give us mercy.
Supporter of a party calls a person, a member of an armed group formed to fight secretly against an occupying force.
Even though you're on
The Zealots that was what the Zealots were. They were like a rebel, militant, radical group, you know, and they was against the Romans. They really wanted all Israel to mount up to unify together to fight the Roman Empire, man. And they was killing any Jake who actually wasn't with it, you know.
the so-called sellout chicks.
Yeah. So it's like we go back. It says, "Come, you must be food for me. To the partisans, an avenging spirit, and to the world a tale. The only thing left to fill up the measure of Jewish misery. And in defiance to all natural feeling, she killed her son, then roasted him and ate one half, hiding the rest."
Did she hide the rest because she didn't want people to see that she ate her child? Yeah. So
She was gonna hide the rest for herself.
Yeah, hide the rest for herself. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It also seemed like something that she said in there, like an avenging spirit, to say something like that. So that's gonna use that like a Trayvon Martin type case to mount up, for either side to use vengeance to her.
And that's the set. Like no thing understood. So the same thing is gonna happen in these times. We're gonna have wicked ass Israelites that's gonna try to mount up against Esau with guns and Nat Turner gun clubs and things of that sort, and they're gonna get slaughtered. It ain't even gonna be like in 70 AD where it's gonna be a slaughter of you Israelites.
Esau, just like what he's doing in Venezuela, he can cut off all your supplies that you need to actually survive. He can cut off your water. All right, he can cut off all your food supply. He can cut off all your electricity and make you weaken like that to where there ain't no resistance. You're too weak to fight back. Esau can do that, man. Okay, he can cut the whole city supply off, and you'll be weak, and you don't even have the energy to lift up a finger at Esau. Or these niggas trying to train with these guns.
When did he do that? Did they show that model of that in what's the Hunger Games movies? It was a Hunger Games where it was a Hunger Games or the other one? It was the one where the chick was hiding in one of the boroughs or one of the sections or whatever it was called. And he was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna tell me where she at? Start stalling y'all out. I'm gonna start killing people, going to grab up people, and make y'all start looking for the help to dig her up. And you Jake's return. Little tribulation come on you. The top, guess what? You're gonna turn on your brother, man. And give up the middle of the Lord. We already know that.
Yeah, we know y'all going, because we know they're gonna blame us for our mess what we push out here. They gonna try to tie us in with being what they call an extremist group, having extremist views. They already got that image in their head, and we no different than the so-called Black Panther Party, because you got wicked carnal Israelites that's putting it out there to the world to mount up with guns and practice shooting. Dudes going to camp with weapons,
putting the going to gun ranges
Yeah.
on camera, putting it up for the world to see.
At the gun range.
Yeah. It's gonna be one big setup, man. And some of these dudes that's doing that, a lot of them are paid off to do what they're doing. A lot of these guys that come in with that because really they're infiltrating. It's basically to get us turned in to the devil. So it's gonna happen again. But we already know what the scriptures say. Yahweh Shai gave us the word. Take no thought for when that time comes. He's gonna give us utterance in that hour, man, what we shall speak. He told us not to fear. Okay? But Jake, they're gonna be running and scrambling. They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be trembling.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Yep.
Right. Hey,
Don't fold, man. Don't turn your back on this truth. Most High keep you strong and fight for you. He'll give you food when you're out of energy, when you need it. He'll give you whatever you need in the moment if you fight for Him. If you're willing to stand up for Him against the evildoer.
Still reading,
This is Matthew 24, verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And a lot of those false prophets are the same ones that's gonna be selling Jake out. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna lead you right to the slaughter, man. They're gonna get you cozy and comfortable. They're gonna tell you that everything is gonna be all right. You know,
give you those smooth words that you Israelites want to hear.
Just submit, resist not the power. You know, when they push the chip, they're gonna tell you, obey the laws of the land. It's not the mark of the beast. Don't worry about it. Those guys are false prophets that's teaching that. That's what they're gonna do to a lot of wicked Israelites. Okay, a lot of you dudes that's following Hocab Malone, Vocabage, you're gonna take that chip. Okay, you're in Christianity. A lot of y'all gonna take the mark, man. Now there's certain Christians that do know that the mark is the chip. So a lot of them gonna get slaughtered too. Christians, not just the prophets. It's gonna be Christians that's gonna get targeted too. I mean, we see how they doing them in other countries. Over there in China, they getting slaughtered. Over there in some of those European countries. Over in Libya, that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, wasn't in California? I don't know if it's how true it is. Yeah, they banned the Bible and said it's a weapon.
Yeah, Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown, he wrote that legislation to ban the Bible, man. Because of his offensive views against the LGBT community. Showing that's why the Most High is gonna wipe this place out.
That's a righteous judgment that's written in the Bible.
Yeah.
But we can't do that on this side, so you don't try to take that, all things are lawful but not expedient.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been presidents, of America in the past that's basically said the Bible is, is what you're supposed to live by. Yep. Roosevelt said,
it's better that.
The Bible, the knowledge of the Bible is greater than the college education. Was it Ronald Reagan?
Yeah. 1983.
Yeah, he said the Bible was the rock of our nation, man, America. All right. I think Abraham Lincoln said some things about the Bible. So why has it changed now? Because wickedness has increased in the earth. That's the so-called white man. Every time he rules, it said in First Maccabees when Alexander the Greek started ruling Greece in the known world at that time. It said wickedness have increased, man. So whenever this white man goes and conquers, wickedness is going to increase, man. Pollution, polluting the people's minds, destruction of the animals.
That's where we at, man. Just perverseness. You got. I mean, what other nation prior to America had it to where you had people basically setting up ways for children to become just as sexually perverse as the adults? That ain't never happened prior to America, man. Now you had pedophilia, you had pederasty going on, But as far as having like little children, influencing them to change their gender and all that, you ain't never had that back then, man.
Over sexualization of this wicked ass society. Man.
Yeah.
Everything they put in your faces is gender this, gender that, sex, wickedness.
Yeah, all type of different sexual orientations.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a pansexual, so I pander to this type of sexuality, that sexuality. I'm an asexual. I don't choose to identify with any sex.
Yeah.
It's just all just perverseness and madness, man.
Yeah, it's over 58 genders.
That's wicked, man.
Which man created that, man. That's an invention of men. Okay. So when society gets to that point, that's the indicator, man.
Reset, but hard reset.
Yeah.
Hard reset.
Yeah, man. And because we're pushing righteousness, we're countering his wickedness, and that's why he sees us as the biggest adversary. That's why we're considered a threat to this world system. You know, because we're actually prophesying against him in his rule. You know, so that's why we can welcome the oncoming persecution of the servants, man.
Because we know when we get persecuted, that this place is going down. As soon as the persecution comes on the men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, we know, hey, the kingdom is right around the corner and America's destruction is at hand.
Yeah.
Yep. You got majority of people going to these Christian churches today, man.
Okay.
You know? But they don't follow the Bible. In these churches they accept transgenderism, homosexuals, pedophilia, starting with the Catholics on down. Yep. Protestants, Baptists, all of them in the same boat. But we come out here, we come strictly from the Bible, man. We don't come out of our own mind, man. I got a precept when we was talking about the different genders. Our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, all right, whom you people we call Jesus Christ, says it's only two genders, man. All right. Mark chapter 10, verse 6. But from the beginning of the creation, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai made them male and female. Period. That's it.
Kind.
Ain't no 58 genders.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 23. It says, and change, Salakia. Verse 24, it says, wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. That's what happened. Society changed the truth of the Most High into a lie. Start with the so-called white man, Esau. That's why it says in Psalms, the 50th chapter, unto the wicked, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Yeah, man. Seest thou hatest instruction and casteth it behind thee, man. Yeah. That's how you change the truth of the Most High to a lie. You said that homosexuality is cool when the Bible says homosexuals are supposed to be put to death.
Kind.
Adultery, you allow women to freak off with different men and commit adultery against their men. There ain't no law condemning that wicked, foul act. You give more liberation to these people. That's how we know you're the man of sin.
And also these other nations got to go into slavery because Esau, the so-called white man, he gets all the idols, and all the philosophies from the other nations. Like we said, homosexuality, that started with the Hamites, man. The so-called Africans. That's what that started with. And Esau, he just took all them philosophies and idols from the other nations and basically, adopted it and pushed it all over the whole earth, man.
Okay.
He packaged it. That's all he did, man.
Yeah.
But the other nations didn't pollute the planet, like put plastic in the water, oil, destroying the animals in the ecosystem. That's all the white man.
Some of the allowed us to still be Israelites.
Yeah, right.
This is
devil's the one that done the most, so he got to get the most. You got to bring that out.
Yeah, this is Romans 1:21.
Yep.
It says, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were
Hey,
thankful.
being the Most High with that eternal Godhead to be able to make the decision for you if you're going to be a man or a woman, that, trust me, he got it right. When he made you a woman, he made you to be subject to men. And when he made men, he made you to desire women and to reproduce the women.
To rule over her.
I mean, the way the setup was perfect. But then you think because you came up with a new idea that the Most High got it wrong. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. It says, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
Professing themselves to be wise. Well, I've always felt like a girl, so now I'm going to be a girl from now on. That ain't wise. That wasn't you. You thought you were smart because that's how you thought you felt. But the Most High got it right.
Yeah, and if he was a righteous parent, you supposed to, guide your children to rebuke that shit.
I got a precept for what the brother had read earlier, and kind of the Jews they're going into. This is Genesis 9:1. And the Most High blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
What's that production, man? To produce.
Yeah.
Our part is a part of producing, man. Just like modern mechanics, man. Hardware, different components, that build up a car and make it go forward and backwards. It has male and female parts, man. Like you have a nut and a screw. That's a nut has a hole in it, and the screw has the shaft.
The male.
And you build up parts
into the other.
Male and female.
Like
for production.
like a plug. Like
Right.
you plug a plug in or just basic electronics. Positive and negative. Like your brother was saying, male and female components. All right, the so-called white man Esau is anti-life. The Most High is pro-life. That's why he's told Noah and his 3 sons, be fruitful and replenish the earth. Two men together, that's not going to bring nothing but confusion. The two women together, it's the same thing.
It's just straight confusion, man. It's chaos. Okay? And as long as you carry out confusion, you're just gonna stay in a bugged out, stupefied state, man. All right, I got a quick one. It's 1 Corinthians 1:19. It says, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? And you see it. The wisdom of this world is foolish as hell. This place is one big ball of confusion. Here it is. You celebrate Easter, and it has nothing to do with the Messiah. But what it really represents is the goddess of fertility. Now, how in this society are you worshiping a fertility goddess, but you have laws and legislation and mayors that support it and politicians that support it, where you have a lot of abortion clinics? How are you worshiping fertility, but you got a lot of baby killing that go into the same society? That's straight confusion. That's madness, man.
It's not about producing and
Right.
multiplying.
Right.
I just said dirty like that.
It is really about the worshiping of the woman.
A few states in America came out with, I think it was Texas. They said if you get a divorce, they charge you with a felony. You're gonna get locked up. Hey, that's further pushing that civil war, man. There's gonna be another civil war in this country, man. Because all states are gonna be divided against itself. And what Yahweh Shah say, a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand.
That's right. Hell yeah, man. I think I heard about certain states that want to bring back the silver and gold standard.
Utah doing it, Arizona, I think Nevada.
Like the brother was saying, that's going to cause a divide amongst the states. And once you divide these states, you're going to have what the brother just read in Matthew the 24th chapter about nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. I had something. You still reading my class?
I'm still reading. I got left off on verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Yes, you had a precept.
I did. That was all I had.
That's a Matthew. This is Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
Now, I almost let that slip past. He that shall endure to the end, what does that mean? To endure, you gotta suffer. You gotta make yourself hard. It means to make hard, right? So hard from what? All the tribulation that's gonna come upon you. Willing to sacrifice and give away the things that that will be destructive towards you and all for your salvation.
And a lot of those things that you talk about, you got to give up. The things that may be destructive to you, or things that you enjoy, that you may like. You got to give those up to being able to endure. They're going to be a stumbling block to you. All right, and it's a stumbling block. You're not going. Eventually, you're not going to endure to the end. That's what this is about. Endure to the end. Enduring until to be received up in those chariots.
It's 2 Timothy 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
No man that entangleth, what did it say?
Himself with the affairs of this life.
Yep.
What did it say?
That he may please him that have chosen him to be a soldier.
You won't entangle yourself with these affairs of this life, or your flesh. Get the one in second John. 2:15. You can't entangle yourself with the things of this world, and what that means, like you can't let it hold weight to where if that thing's in question, you can't let it go. That's why brothers used to always bring up that saying from the movie Heat. You can't attach yourself to anything that you can't willing to let go of in 30 seconds or less if you feel the heat coming around the corner. If your salvation or your life is on the line, you gotta give it up. 30 seconds is too long. You gotta be instant, man. Let that go.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world.
Yeah, those are the same things that you don't want to get entangled with. You're getting caught up. Hey, when you go into the parable of the sower, it had something rose up that they couldn't get past, a stumbling block. And you can't allow those stumbling blocks to be ahead of you. You got, hey, damn, my kids is about to, well, I gotta let the kids go. My woman, I gotta let the woman go. I'm about to eat, I gotta let that go. I'm my job, whatever that is, you gotta be able to let all the comforts of this world, you gotta let the things go.
Ultimately, you gotta put your faith in Yahweh Shai, because he's gonna direct your steps, point you in the right direction if you are of the elect. If you're predestined for salvation, the Lord, you gotta put your faith. That's where, the faith is a gift. Ephesians 2 and 8. So, if the Lord gave you that gift, he's gonna direct your steps. So if you gotta give up something in this world, like the brother said, a job, your family, whatever you may, a hobby, something you may like, give that shit up. It ain't worth your salvation at the end of the day. No, that was it on that.
Seriously, brother. Could you bring out Isaiah 43 and 18, right?
You could pull it, brother. You go ahead.
This is Isaiah 43 and 18. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Basically, that's just breaking down, man, giving up part part of this world, not just part of this world, but everything of this world that this world is giving you. You gotta come out and control that mindset. Because everybody's so stuck into their carnal ways. Like how the brother was speaking in John, man, you can't live the things of this world, and the things of this world are the former things. Especially when you come to the truth, man. There's a lot of things you gotta give up, man. There's a lot of people they take hard to give up pork, man, and they don't understand that the wisdom behind that is there's worms in it, man. There's a lot of people in this fucking society, man. They don't want to give up the things, man. Specify it. You gotta specify the things that you really want to give up in this life, man. Definitely.
Hey.
It's all sacrificial. Spiritual sacrificial as well.
Yeah, man. The Lord said, he that, somebody get Matthew 16. You're supposed to deny yourself. You're supposed to treat it as if everything that you have is going to become a loss any damn way. You know? Even Apostle Paul said, I count everything
Loss.
as a loss.
That's a part of
You know?
accountability, brother.
That's it. Get 16 and 24.
It's Matthew 16, verse 24. Then Yahushua said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
Yeah, that means what? All the affections, your former affections and lust, or things that you were once into, anything that you gave most of your time and energy into, you got to cut that short, man. Okay, now your only focus is getting this gospel out, man. Doing the work of an evangelist, being a prophet, man. Cussing our people out, and it's gonna come with, Jake coming up against you, talking shit. Jake wanna fight you. Police trying to arrest you. It's gonna come with all that.
Yeah.
The scriptures say you gotta count the cost.
That's right.
If you ain't about that life, then hey, don't step across that line, man.
Put the hand on the plow.
Yeah, man. Because once you put your hand on the plow and look back, you ain't fit. Go ahead.
And take up his cross and follow me.
Yeah, that cross is what? It represents the burden, the yoke that you got to carry. That's all the pressure that you're gonna have when you walk that straight path, that straight and narrow line, man. Okay, you're gonna suffer loss. You're gonna be getting afflicted. You're gonna have demons trying to mess with you to get you to go off the path. You're gonna be battling with the spiritual demon Satan, temptation.
Yep.
All these things come with, walking this path, man. And we gotta endure all that until the missiles come. Okay? That's what we gotta deal with. Go ahead.
For whomsoever will save his life shall lose it, and whomsoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Yeah, you're gonna find what? Everlasting life. But if you save your life on this side, man, you only gonna get destroyed. Okay?
His brother said, you're gonna save your life, you shall find your life. When you find your life, you're gonna live for real. You're not gonna have any worries. You're gonna have a real peace of mind. We don't have a peace of mind in this society. We have nothing but this truth. Really.
Let me give a quick testimony, if I may, real quick. All the brothers that I've met, they talk about when they came into the truth, their life now has meaning. They now know what their whole life now meant. Why they could never be successful in the world, why it was never that approval from everybody. It was always that misfit, out of place type feeling. Because this now is where your niche is at in life, in the world, and where you fit in and where you're comfortable. Purpose. Among these same brothers, your purpose is now realized and fulfilled in this thing. That's how you should feel on the inside when this happens.
I got a pre.
Did he not tell Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and I sanctified thee? So he knew us before the foundation of the world. This is since the beginning, before all this was created, we was ordained to this right here. All of us that's in this thing, man.
It feels like that when you not making yourself up a number, but just like, this is it. This is what it's going to be. Yeah, you get like, this is what it's supposed to be. You don't look at things like apostles be like 3 videos a week or here do the homework test or whatever. Come up, you're not like, damn, we gotta go to camp again. It ain't like that. Like, ooh. have that excited energy about towards this truth.
And Jake always excited, man, to, wait bi-weekly, man, for their checks, for some damn fiat money, man. But they can't get excited for the truth, man. And it's actually who they are, man. But then saying that, this Jeremiah the 6th chapter, 16th verse, man, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old path. Where is the good way, and where the walk wherein? And ye shall find rest of your soul."
That's what we try to present the old path, the ancient way, when we were the Israelites, as we should be.
We're a nation.
We were a real nation. We try to get at the Jake so they can get out of the society and don't be so caught up in the ills of the society. Hey, stop celebrating these pagan holidays. Stop believing in this system. Stop trying to have a 5 and 10-year plan for the world. Forget about that. The plan is get salvation from Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. And that's it. You shoot at that. And then everything else is all side dishes, man. All appetizer and all of that, man. Okay? This is low-level stuff compared to the importance of running our salvation on this side.
This is Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne.
Regeneration. Regeneration is another word for reincarnation. So if he was a man of the Lord, in the previous life, he's going to be a man of the Lord now. What's that? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. What's that? 1 Corinthians 14. Go ahead.
In the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Slocky. That regeneration, man, you got to be an Israelite, man. That gene, that gene of Israel, man. The seed of Israel, man. That's why I say you'll judge the 12 tribes. You got to be an Israelite, man. You can't be no other nation. Yahushua is talking about that generation of Israel. Gene.
The generation of the chosen. You got the sinful and wicked generation. You got the generation of the elect, man. The dishonorable seed and an honorable seed, man.
Through them, the two guys, the spirit of error and the spirit of truth.
And everyone that forsaken houses, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But
isn't that the cares of life?
Yeah.
That is said in 2 Timothy. You get entangled with that. You can't please Yahushua, who chose you to be a good soldier. It tells you that in Luke, was that the 14th chapter, about how each dude, when the Lord bidded him to the marriage, they all begin to make an excuse. I got a tenth of some land that I just got. I just married a wife. Those are all different cares of this world, man. So while you get entangled with the affairs of this life, and you passing on the opportunity to receive salvation, well, like it says, in the days of Noah, you were eating, you were drinking, you were given in marriage, the cares of this life, and in that day came upon you unawares, man, like a thief in the night. That's why you shouldn't put your mind into these things, man. Yep.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22 and through 24. That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put off, that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is created in righteousness and true holiness.
new man is the man that's walking in the spirit. That's got that fear of Yahweh on him. That's got that humility on him among brethren. You know, that servant mentality among righteousness that you're gonna push to feed the land, feed the flock. But not just by what you go out and do, but by your own actions as well, as an example of someone, setting the example also of someone that's a servant to Yahweh, a prisoner of war.
Yeah, so you gotta be transformed. You gotta be transformed, man.
Yep.
Conform not to this world. This world teaches you the values of life. You know what's considered righteous and moral in this society, but it's not compatible with the standards that the Yahweh Shem Shai gave. The righteousness of this world is not the righteousness of the Most High. This world don't even have righteousness.
Son.
You know, really the only righteousness that exists is those that are covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
That's the only righteousness that you have here, man. This word and those that are covered, man. Outside of that, man, everything is wicked, man. Okay? You minding these different things, man, you getting all heavy into it. You with this world, man. And friendship with this world is enmity with the Heavenly Father.
Right.
All right, you keeping Easter because you want to please your wife and your children and your grandparents. You want to invite family over and stuff. And you know it's wrong, but you just gotta find every excuse.
Yeah, kind.
You love this world. Just say, I hate the Bible. I love this world. Whatever the world taught me, that's what I know. That's all I'm gonna go by. Hey, I'll respect you if you come like that.
You're honest like that.
You honest. That's honesty. All right, you be partake in this world, and then you're gonna perish with the world. You know, straight up, man. Because there ain't no in between with the Most High, man. You can't be a partaker of the Lord's table and the table of devils, man. Somebody find that for me.
Kind.
1 Corinthians 10, I think 10,
Kind.
like 20, 21, 22.
I got to pick this up.
Yep.
It says,
Go ahead.
Micah chapter 2, verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This ain't the place that you want to rest and get all comfortable and stable into. It's not built like that. It's not that type of party for you. Okay? This is captivity. You don't go to prison to live it up and live better than you did when you was out.
Yeah, right.
That's what this is. This is our prison.
This is our punishment.
The vessels we have are prisons, and this land we live in is prisons, the neighborhoods we live in is prisons. Everything involved is a captivity from the Most High, because we were not obedient unto it, like we agreed that we would. And after this punishment, we'll get to be free and truly see the difference. Okay, it says, Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. All the things in the world are polluted. All those cares of this life are polluted and will pollute you. Okay? Well, you can't have a pure heart toward Yahweh Shem Shai in earning your salvation. It says, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction.
That sword destruction is going to come in the form of, it's destroyed our people as a whole, but it's really going to come in the form of famine, pestilence, martial law troops, and ultimately those missiles.
Man is coming.
This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table.
Hey, but that's exactly what this is like. But that's exactly what the Roman Catholic Church did. It mixed the two.
Join the tables.
Yeah. Pour the cup together.
Wipe the tables together. How you did the restaurant and put the tables together? That's what they did. Wipe the tables together and
Everybody share their drink. We all gonna have the same drink. It don't work like that. Everybody sit there, holding their own hands over grace at the table and drinking. Drink the Kool-Aid. So keeping things like Easter and these pagan days, even though it's mixed in and mingled in with God and spirituality and the Lord and all of that, as I said, it's still polluted. If you want to drink something pure out of a pure alkaline cold water out of a dirty cup. That's what this is.
That would defeat the purpose. Just like the Catholic Church did. When they brought all those pagan ideologies and they defeated the purpose of serving the Lord.
Yeah, I mean, did not the job for the priest was to separate the things that were holy from the profane. You know, you can't mix the two. You can't put which is profane with something holy.
Con.
Or you'll defile what? The temple. You supposedly, you allegedly being holy are trying to worship, but yet here it is, you doing a pagan sacrifice.
Con, bro.
Which is all profane. It doesn't belong in the temple, man. What is that in 2 Corinthians? What fellowship do Most High temple with idols?
Con.
You know? Somebody can find that, but you can still finish that in Corinthians 10.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils.
Why was he saying these things to the Corinthians in both these letters? Because they were tainted. They were in Corinth, Greece. They were tainted by the traditions of the world, the rudiments of the world.
The Greeks.
Yeah, by that Greek way of life.
They learned how to sacrifice swine from the Greeks. You know, they were worshiping Bacchus. You know, the different Greek gods back then that they were forced to worship. Zeus. Yeah, man.
Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 23. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between unclean and the clean. And in controversy they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgments, and they shall keep my laws and my statutes in all mine assemblies, and they shall hallow my Sabbaths.
Yeah, man, and those priests back then, they failed. They failed the priesthood, so ultimately Yahweh Shai changed the priesthood to where now he have to service the prophets as those priests. And we're the ones that's showing you the difference between what's profane and what's holy.
God.
All right, the Lord gave us to start with the elder apostles and their elders on down the right way of worship. How to keep the Sabbath, how to keep the high holy days. Okay, how to set up your prayers for Sabbath service.
Yep.
Okay, these pulpit pimps, they're doing the same shit that the rest of the world is doing. Okay. And somebody get a Malachi 3, and like I think maybe around 17, maybe.
Matthew.
Hold what you got.
Malachi?
Yeah, Malachi.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 17. And it reads, and they shall be mine, saith
So
the...
like, read up on first.
Verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
That's who? The elect. All right? The Lord raising up the spirit of his servants, the prophets, in the land of their captivity. The Lord was going to basically give them the book. Yahushua already loosened up the seals so that we could get the understanding through the Holy Spirit. And now they're beginning to speak the oracles of the Most High and break it down the right way to you. Now we can go out here and show our people their wicked way, what ways to repent from. Stop worshiping these pagan holidays. Quit committing adultery. All right? Stop with the idolatry, man. Stop worshiping these entertainers, these celebrities. Okay? Keep the Sabbath day. So on and so forth, man. There's many different things, man. All right, the true name of the Heavenly Father and His Son. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serveth him.
Good. Verse 18.
Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked,
Yep.
between him that serves the Most High and him that serves him not.
That's it. Because we have what? We have the spirit of truth and not the spirit of error, man. That's why when you see our videos, we go into different things, we're proving, these Christians, for example, we have the discernment to dispel, all the false philosophy, the false doctrines that's coming from all these different wicked religions, man. That's why we can counter all these different Christian groups that try to come against us. Whatever doctrine, whether it be the pagan Trinity, which that goes back to Roman Catholicism, okay, the so-called virgin birth. That's the same worship that you worshiping today for Easter. Ishtar, you worshiping Isis, Ishtar, man, Ashtoreth. We go into these different things to show our people the errors of their way, man. That it's not the right way. Okay. So that's the spirit that's been given to his men. So that's how we know how to separate between the holy and the profane, man.
Kind.
Okay. That was it on that, bro. I don't know if
How you gentlemen doing?
still had
Don't mean to interrupt your service or anything like that, but there's been a lot of issues out there across the world where people from YouTube and everything like that, of some suicide bombers and stuff like that on religious holidays. Like 200 people died in Indonesia this afternoon.
Yeah, we heard about that.
All
We
right,
heard
so
about that.
just calling, we're checking on with the religious services. I saw you doing a service here and everything like that.
Yeah.
You plan on just hanging out here, or do you plan on marching down the boulevard? What are we doing today?
We're gonna
Just right here? Okay,
Yeah, we're
no problem.
just teaching.
Just problem. So this is private property. So if they have a problem with you guys being here, you're gonna have to end up moving. All right, but nevertheless, on the private will be all right. But where you're at right now is technically there. Just to let you guys know. All right, no issues or anything like that. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your Easter.
Yeah, you too, sir. You see that, man?
Kind.
Hey, we were talking about it earlier, man.
Kind.
Persecution, man.
Trying to link us in, right?
Kind, bro.
There's another extremist.
Did you just say that they needed what, 2 cars?
Yeah. Hey, 4 squadrons?
4 squadrons
Yeah,
just to
kind.
say just to say whatever he had to say. He could have said that to himself. I mean, to us, he didn't need all that shit, but back to the script.
And when have they, because Las Vegas Metro, they've always passed by and
Kind.
never said a word. Only today,
Did you hear what he said? He said because of those insurgencies.
because of those so-called terrorist attacks. This is how Esau. This is how crafty and wicked Esau is. A lot of these events are orchestrated. They're set up just so they can roll out these unrighteous decrees to silence the men of the Lord, man.
Yeah, the scripture saying Amos 8 and 11, it's gonna get so like the prophets ain't gonna be able to come out on the streets no more.
Kind, yeah.
Because there's gonna be a lot of terrorist attacks in America. All right, and the scriptures say they're gonna wander from sea to sea,
Kind.
to and fro to seek the man of the Lord, man, to get this truth. But then it's gonna be too late.
Kind.
Yeah, this is all set up, man. This all is set up.
It's like you already see the apostles. They're not on 34th and 7th no more.
Kind.
They're at different locations, man. A few other camps. Yeah, a few other camps, across Babylon. They're at different locations. They're not on the main marketplace.
Chief concourse.
Chief concourse or whatever.
The main spot is just long enough to lock up. No pun intended.
Probably the same thing with us.
Yeah.
Well, this is us. This is a secondary spot. It's one of the gates of the city, but it's not the main gate.
Yeah, but it's coming. Like we said, that persecution is gonna come, man. Esau is finding all type of clever ways to get at us, man. All those bombings and fires of these different churches that are being targeted It's really just part of a ritual sacrifice that the elites always do every year. From April 19th all the way to May 1st, they have to carry their sacrifices by way of fire, man. That's what this is all about. Okay, and we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. But see, Esau does these things, but then he'll turn around and point the finger at others to blame for it. Just like Nero. All right, when Nero he committed arson, he set a fire, the ring of fire.
Yeah.
All right, and he basically he put it out there that it was the Christians that was responsible for that fire, so it was heavy persecution. So when we see those type of things happening, that's the spirit. 'Cause now they're looking at us funny, like, well, what do these do? They look like those militant guys that's, we don't know if they Muslim because they try to associate us with Islam.
Yeah.
And you know that these police, they got briefings already on the Hebrew Israelites, on certain groups, or they got that, what is it, that Southern Poverty Law list.
Yeah.
And they have the list according to the groups that are in their state or in their specific city.
Yeah,
so they know the hell we are.
The FBI.
Yeah.
The FBI, they know about the Israelites, man.
Yeah, there was really no reason for them to pull over, but we see what the agenda is, man. Y'all try to find something?
Yeah, this right there. April 21st through the 26th, preparation of sacrifices. Yep. April 21st to the 29th.
Well, if you, I don't know if you're trying to bring it out, you just say it out to the camera.
Okay, got it. It says April 21st to April 26th, preparation of the sacrifices. She says DA by, I don't know what the code is for that. Let me see. It has then from April 21st through the 29th, preparation time for sacrifices. April 26th, grand climax. April 30th.
This day might be a bigger sacrificial time than Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween's like 3 days. It's like 5 to prepare everybody, get everything ready for that.
Beltane. April 30th, Wall Perchsnack. Wall Perchsnack. Purges night. April 30th, solstice. May 1st, grand climax. May 1st, initiation night. May 1st, Beltane fertility festival.
So there's gonna be all kinds of orgies and shit.
Yeah.
This is how they get down.
And you participate in Easter, you're part of this. They make you part of their ritual.
I was gonna say, just because say EDC will say something like that. If somebody told you EDC and all that music is a big sacrificial night, but you going for the music, you still there.
Yeah, just like I'm not against it, or I'm not against it, but you still for it though.
Yeah, but you're exactly, you're still partaking in it, giving your energy to it. Whether you know it or not, you don't have to know it. You're a part of it.
And Beltane goes back to the Druids. Mm-hmm. They were straight up witches, man. They were into witchcraft, heavy.
That was in England.
Yeah. They were doing a lot of sacrificing, man.
Same thing that goes on here in America in those Bohemian Groves. They sacrifice kids, animals, they have sex with animals, all that stuff.
Hey, let me get this real quick. It's from Britannica.com. It says the Druids offered human sacrifices for those who were gravely sick or in danger of death in battle. Huge wicker work images were filled with living men and then burned. Although the Druids preferred to sacrifice criminals, they would choose innocent victims if necessary.
Dang, that sounds like the movie Purge. When they wouldn't kill each other fast enough, so what they, with the hard criminals in the inner cities, so what they did, they went out and killed people. It made it seem like they were killing each other. They were really trained agents. Necessary. Somebody would have died tonight if necessary.
I got Walt Purchase.
Somebody go back to 1 Corinthians 10. 10 and 20.
Walpurgis Night, an abbreviation of Saint Walpurgis Night, also known as Saint Walpurgis Eve, is the eve of Christian feast of Saint Walpurga, an 8th century abbess of Francia, and is celebrated the night of April 30th and the day of May 1st. The feast commemorates the canonization of Saint Walpurga, the movement of her relics to Eichstätt, both of which occurred May 1st, 87. And this is came from Germany.
And what's funny is,
Or it's
May
originated.
1st, I don't even know what day of the week it is, but it's going to be an energy out. It's going to make everybody want to be in that party spirit. The same type of vibration that's going to go on when they hold these events. You know? Watch. What day is that on?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It don't even matter. It's going to be a game, blow the night game. Something's going to happen where they're going to be all out like that. That energy going to be out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there be like a terrorist attack,
Yeah, the mass sacrifice.
like a mass sacrifice, man. And we hear about another big building on fire, but this time it was hundreds of people. Stuff like that. That's what the elites have carried out for their left-hand sacrifices, man.
Yeah, the death toll has been rising, man, since this year started, man.
Oh yeah,
You got the plane crash, the cyclones, the
Floods.
floods, the terrorist attacks and things of that nature, man. You know, the Most High ramping up these killings, man.
Judgment.
And it's gonna continue amplifying. Man.
First Corinthians 10.
Yeah, 10 and 20.
I got it.
Got it?
This is 1 Corinthians 10, verse 20. But I say that these things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
Yeah, they sacrificed to demons. That's what the Druids were doing. Okay, a lot of those pagans going back to that time period, they were sacrificing to the devil, man. Which a lot of these practices are all recycled, going all the way back to ancient Babylon and ancient Egypt. They were sacrificing their children unto Molech. Same practice, man. This is just different type of demons.
Then they changed what Molech before was an owl. It was something else. But the elites changed.
It's all Baal worship.
Yeah, kind of.
You know? But yeah, that's who they were sacrificing to, man. Okay. Molech, you know, it was Jake was getting caught up into that shit, you know, causing their child to be passed through the fire, man.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 31. We'll start at 30. Wherefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers, and commit ye whoredom after their abominations? For when ye offer your gifts, when ye make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. Even unto this day. Alright? What was today? April 21st? 2019? Even unto this day, man. You celebrate Easter, you're basically sacrificing your children, man. You know? It's for the kids, you know? You actually sacrificing them. Because that fire's coming, man. Even unto this day, and shall I be inquired of by you, O house of Israel, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will not be inquired of by you. And that which cometh into your minds shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. That's why I tell you, learn not the way of the heathen. You know, for the heathen to dismay at the signs of heaven and all that, right? But this is another way of us learning the way of the heathen. You know, we're supposed to recognize that this ain't kosher, but the Most High in all of our scriptures shouldn't keep it.
But they blend it in the Bible. You take their word for it. Every time somebody brings up this old doctrine stuff, all I tell them, who told you that? Now, not so. Where'd you find that word? That look up. Somebody told you it, and you just gonna follow whatever they tell you without doing the research. Then you just gonna take it. Spoon fed it right to your mouth. Accept it.
Hold that. Get somebody get Leviticus 18, 1 through 3, and then jump to Leviticus 20. And start at the top.
Leviticus 18, chapter verse 1, it says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am your Lord, I am the Lord Yahweh, your power.
What's up, bro?
So, and after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, you want 1 and 3, right? And after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall ye walk in the ordinances. I said jump down to
20.
You read 3 already?
that was 3.
Read that again.
So, Leviticus 18 and 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Yeah, because the Most High was trying to tell Israel through Moses that all these practices that you see them doing, you don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
You need to be keeping my ordinances, my judgments, my commandments.
Yeah.
Keep yourself holy, man. I chose you to be a holy people unto myself above all these foul-ass vain nations, man. When you go into all these laws, the Lord is basically putting these things there because these are the things that those Canaanites and those Hamites were actually doing. So we needed the instruction. We needed to see it on stone, or the law says don't do that. That's what they're doing, and the law says, all right, we ain't gonna do it. Unless we piss our father off and we get destroyed just like the heathen, man. Okay? And then that particular chapter is going into incest, which those Canaanites, that's what they were doing. And then, of course, the Sodom and Gomorrah was full of homosexuals. Okay? So that's why the Lord separated us from these other nations, man. That's how we're made holy. To be kept separate from all those abominable things, man. Because it pollutes you. Okay? It'll defile you, man. All right, so jump to chapter 20.
Chapter 20.
Yeah.
That's the top?
Yep.
It says, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 1, it says, And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying again, Thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death.
So if you sacrifice your children in the eyes of the Most High, you're supposed to be put to death. How much does that go on here in Babylon? You got parents that willfully give their children that, whether it's a prostitution, sex rings.
Look at those child actors. That's exactly.
They sacrifice their child to Hollywood so they can get fame and money.
To Baphomet.
Baphomet.
The NBA, the NFL, man.
Yeah.
I gotta put them back in the 18th chapter.
Read 26.
I'm gonna go back. Leviticus 18 and 21, backing up what I just read in 20, it says, And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name Yahweh, the name of the Most High. I am the Lord Yahweh.
Yep. Hey, and a lot of our women, y'all the biggest Molech worshippers.
Yep.
Because as long as Planned Parenthood is still here, and as long as you have the freedom to go and get your child yanked out of you, that's another way of sacrificing your child, man. Okay? That's a lot of devil worshiping, man. A lot of our women are doing.
And what does Esau do with that that placenta? They eat it. They use it for all kind of wicked ass shit.
They put it in makeup.
They use that stem cell shit.
Kind.
You know, Esau
Use it for flavoring.
Yeah. So it's a sacrifice.
Yep.
Who the hell added something like, hey, that's better with that. That's better with baby.
Only the
Stem
devil.
cell, you know?
Yeah, man.
Man. Back in chapter 20, I'll read that again. It says, halfway through it says, whosoever he be of the children of Israel or the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones.
Say it's all for the kids. Hey, you and your child gonna be put to death.
Yeah.
You know, because the truth is out.
It's up.
You got a cellular phone. You got a computer in your pocket.
Kind.
You know, it's not hard to type in Google the origins of Easter. And you can clearly see, if you look up the history, that it doesn't coincide with the scriptures. All right? You do have the word Easter in Acts the 12th chapter. You know, but you got to look deeper. You got to go into the original language the Bible was written in. And that word there is Pascha, which is a Passover. All right?
The brother actually read it out the NIV.
It's in the NIV.
It says Passover.
Oh, there you go, man. No excuse, man.
Most of y'all reading other versions anyway.
Yeah, they can't read the whole English.
It says, I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he has given of his seed unto Molech to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name.
Yeah, and that's profane, man. You know, so that's why we're trying to tell you we're the ones that separating
Kind.
the holy from the profane, man. We're telling you what you're doing is profane. You eating that damn Easter ham, your whole temple is polluted, man.
Kind.
You define yourself with unclean beasts and idols. You eating abominable beasts sacrificed unto idols, man. You sacrifice it to devils. Okay? You're joined with your enemy doing the same thing. See, when we used to separate ourselves and we were keeping our own days and our own practices, the other nations that were in power, especially Esau, they would always see that as a threat. They were trying to stop it, man. You know, these guys, they're being rebellious against the law of the king. They're trying to keep their own ordinances in the land, going against the command of the king. You know, that's what Haman did to us during the Medo-Persian Empire.
They're trying to build their temple back.
Yeah.
Writing letters to the
exactly
to the Persians.
Yeah.
You know, because they know once we built our temple back, you know, we would get we would make us closer to the Heavenly Father. You know, once we had our power, they knew. You know, once the Heavenly Father's dealing with us, they know no nation can stop us.
Go ahead.
You want me to just keep reading?
Yeah, read all the way down to 7.
4 right now.
Yeah.
So, and if the people, that's what I was saying, they kind of go, right? And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when
Somebody
he
give
giveth
Wisdom of Solomon
his seed
12.
unto Molech and kill him not, then will I set my face against that man.
Wait.
His family.
Read that again. What did the law say?
It said, and if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when he giveth his seed unto Molech and kill him not, you're supposed to put him to death. Yep. Now, all things are lawful, not all things are expedient.
I'm glad you just read my spirit, man. See, vocabulary, see what they're teaching? This is the reason why that guy in Phoenix killed his family. It's your doctrine, is the Hebrew Israelism doctrine.
Yep.
That's why these guys are doing what they're.
That's why the Old Testament has to be done away with.
Right. They're cruel. They're evil. Those are evil evil laws. So basically, you speaking against the Most High. You think the Most High is evil. Christianity is really a adversary to the ways of the Most High, man.
They pick and choose.
Con.
Verse 5, it says,
We're not advocating to do that. We're in
Just telling
captivity, obviously.
I'm telling you, this was the original judgment
Yep.
in righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. It would be that way.
Yeah.
In the ancient times, it was that way.
Yep. Solomon 12.
Verse 5. Let me read up a little bit. Verse 4. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man, but if they allow this dude to give his seeds unto Molech and do nothing about it, right? It says, verse 5. Then will I set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off and all that goeth a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech among the people.
Like, why would you actually kill him for knowing, for having a foreknowledge of what was done? Why was he to be put to death? He didn't really do it, but he knew about the individual that did it.
They act like he didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's like if you see something and you know it's off and you don't say nothing about it, you just as guilty. And it's like you're like a co-conspirator with it, man.
That's another word on co-something.
You know, it's like you co-conspired for it to happen, man. That's why. Who's that? Romans, the first chapter. He that
Noah's.
No, the last verse.
The last verse in Romans, the first chapter, man. And he that have pleasure and they that do it is worthy of death. Get Proverbs 24 real quick. 24 and 11. This is why that man got put to death.
Romans 1 and 32. Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Get that in Proverbs 24. Yeah.
It's Proverbs 24 and 11. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain.
Yeah, meaning drawn to death, meaning you see a man that's getting ready to commit abomination, he about to do some wickedness, or you know he did some wickedness and nothing happened, judgment wasn't passed yet, but you know about it and you don't say nothing, then you're just as guilty. You know? You're just as guilty. Are you trying to cover up for this man for what he's doing? You know? So that's why, like, on this side, when you see Jake given to wickedness, all you could do is just cuss them out and tell them if they don't repent, the Most High is gonna kill them. You yourself don't take it upon yourself to put him to death. You let the Most High be the judge. Okay, your woman commit adultery against you. You don't put her and that man to death. Put curses on her and that man and let the Most High deal with him.
Right.
We can't do that on this side, man. We in captivity. You be considered a murderer. They will blast you. You know, they'll put you up as a demon on mainstream media, man. Just like how they doing that nigga Shitty Austin, man. They got the worst pick of him. He looked totally bugged out in his mugshot, man.
Yeah.
And they putting that all through the news, man. You know?
Lord said, I got the scripture. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the fray. You know? So the judgment belongs to Yahweh Shai, man.
That's it.
You know, he's the author of life and death, man.
That's it.
And Yahweh gave the judgment. Gave that power to Yahweh Shai to kill, to make alive. You know? So you gotta wait upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai
And it says to him alone belong the issues from death.
Salaki, the story on Elisha, man. When children was making fun of his bald head.
Kind.
He put a curse on him, but he didn't actually put his hands on him.
Kind.
The Lord had two bears come out the woods to kill those children.
Kind. She bears.
You know, so actually the Lord gives the power, has the power of judgment to actually inflict the punishment.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai said, judgment is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
So what he upon me?
Yep. Now, these wicked ass people, they ain't gonna get away, they're not gonna escape judgment, man. You know? The Most High is not an unrighteous judge, man. Alright, so go back to that and finish that in Proverbs.
Verse 12.
You still in Leviticus?
I'm just going to read from the top of verse 12.
Yeah.
Proverbs 24 and 11. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain.
Okay.
If thou sayest, behold, we knew it not.
Basically, you deny what you know. You know, basically, like, I ain't no snitch. I don't, you know. Hey, the Most High don't like that shit, man. You know? And there's also a law that says if you have a family member that's trying to secretly entice you to worship another idol, you're supposed to be the first one putting them to death. You know? So a lot of our people, they right now, as long as they unrepentant, they worthy of death right now, man.
How many of our family members, how many people you know that got family members that try to entice you to come to this celebration, this Easter celebration, Easter Sunday? We doing this at my church. Or you know,
try to make you join the church.
Try to join the church or come, whatever, it even got to be Easter. Some wicked ass holiday. They're enticing you to worship idols. So they're worthy of death.
Yeah, you got a lot of women, like you might have an auntie or a great auntie or a grandparent or something, and a lot of them are part of these organizations that are in the Christian church that are actually Masonic. You got women that they call themselves Christian, but they what's that? The Eastern Star. That's one of them, man. That goes into masonry and witchcraft. You got some of them women that'll try to entice you to you know, try to recruit you to come be a part of the whole Eastern Star thing, man. Those bitches are witches.
Man, I got family members in that. They wicked as hell. And the Lord is preserving a lot of them for judgment because they old and they should be dead, but you know, and that place is wicked, man. They wear those hats and all type of symbols and shit, man. Man, the Lord got a special judgment for them, man, because they jakes, but they going off. You know?
All those are just less luminary organizations, man. Like the Boule, you know.
Greek fraternities.
All these fraternities, it's all Masonic. I gotta agree with you. Okay. Hold that and finish this one.
Doth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul?
He that pondereth the heart, meaning the Most High, he weighs your spirit, so he knows what you know. He knows what you see. So the Lord gives us accountability, man. You see some wickedness, you better call that wickedness out. You better execute judgment. The Most High don't play that shit, man. All these judgments were to basically put away evil from Israel. That's what those judgments was all for, man. So that these things don't be a continuous situation within our nation.
So they don't become a cancer.
That's why everything is so rampant, that's out of order in this society, because the laws are slack. Esau doesn't rule by the law, he hates the law. Okay? Finish that verse and go back. Huh? Yeah, I caught that too. But finish this verse. And then also, get Leviticus 5 and 1.
And he that keepeth thy soul, doth he not know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works?
And the Lord, he'll reward you for that, man. So if back then, if you saw a family member putting their daughter or their son up in that furnace to Molech, and you actually had witness of that, you knew about that, and you didn't say anything about it, then according to the law, the Lord's he has to reward you for that. Okay? You got to be put to, hey, just like when the Lord said about the watchman. Okay? If the Lord gave you the position of a watchman, you're supposed to give warning to the sheep. And if you don't do that, you're gonna cause them to be put to death. But because you did that, it was on your watch. The Lord's gonna require that of you. Okay?
And that's the same thing we're doing right here. We're giving you warning, and if you don't listen, hey, the blood is off our hands.
Yeah.
You know? Because we know 2/3 of our people are not going to understand and get this message. Even though we're telling them, we're breaking it down in the simplest form where you can get it. But if you don't get it, man, the Most High is going to destroy you. You're worthy of death. That's the only remedy to that disease that you got.
That's it. Yep. That was it on that, right? Leviticus 5.
Leviticus 5 at the top.
Yeah.
Yep. Leviticus 5:1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness, whether he has seen or known of it,
So you're a witness to a transgression, a serious transgression.
if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
And he shall bear his iniquity. So that's the reason why that person that knew about the child sacrifice and didn't say anything, he had to be put to death. If we didn't come out here on the highways and byways and warned you from the martial law that's getting ready to come, the disease warfare that Esau's going to bring upon you, the famines, and all these different things. If we didn't come out here and do that, knowing what we know, the Lord would destroy us too. Okay? We're supposed to come out here and cuss our people out, man. And we're going to get a resistance for it. Jake going to want to, they're going to want to, buck up against us. But hey, we doing what the Lord told us to do. All right, so that's it on that.
I had this previous brother wanted me to get this. Ezekiel.
Yeah, get that and then we can go back to
Ezekiel 3:18. When I say unto you, unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to...
Yeah, how can you surely die? By sinning. That's how you surely die. Okay?
Nor speaketh to warn the wicked from the wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, with his blood will I require at thy hand.
Yep.
Yet if thou...
Hey, that's really, if you see Jake drawn to death and you know that you could actually step in and prevent him from death, then really, if you allow him to do that, you it's like you committed a murder against your brother. Technically that's like murder, man. I see you about to walk in front of that bus, but I'm not gonna say nothing to you. You're not looking up, you're just looking down, or you might be blind or whatever, and there's a bus coming. And I don't say nothing to you. I don't yell out. I don't try to jump and pull you out. I just let you go and I don't say nothing. So when he gets hit by that bus, I knew I had the power to rescue him from that. But because I refused to do it, it's like I basically committed murder against that man.
The Israelite. Not Edom.
No, Esau, he could get hit by a bus any day.
Because they get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. If heathens and Edomites want to walk out in front of bus and trains, by all means, go ahead. All right, verse 19. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from the wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
That's plain, man. All right. So go back to Leviticus 20.
Back to Leviticus 20, verse 5. Then will I set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a-whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people.
Yeah, hey, and you know what? 'Cause back then, under the old covenant, what our people are doing today, you just be dead, man. But because Yahushua came down and he became that sacrifice for us to redeem us from the curse of the law, you're not gonna, you still have time to repent.
I don't say you got that grace.
You have grace, you have liberty, man, to get yourself right. But a lot of our people are gonna abuse that, man, because they really don't believe. Okay? So us coming out here and going into this is a way of us trying to pull you out of a way of judgment.
In verse 6 it says, and the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after
Familiar spirits,
wizards,
which is witchcraft, man.
Yep.
You dealing with ancestry worship, and you try to conjure up, spirits of families and stuff like that. That's big amongst the Hamites.
Nipsey's mama did.
Oh yeah, Nipsey Mama. Yeah, that's what she was. She performed a spell or sorcery upon the audience at that funeral, man.
Calling back all those names of those family members.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that Saul tried to do. He did.
Yeah, he had that woman.
Yeah, woman. Yeah. Call back the
Endor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's witchcraft.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to do that, man. That's what the Hamites were heavy into. They practice witchcraft.
It says, and the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Now tarot card reading, read your palm and all of that,
Yep.
that's witchcraft, man.
Divination.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Hey, that movie Black Panther, they was performing shamanism. That's dealing with familiar spirits.
Call them the ancients.
Talking to the ancients, That's witchcraft, man.
That's literally what Saul had done.
Yeah, man.
Pull back the prophet.
And those type of practices, the Lord told us that if we, these things, this is why we have to kill off those Canaanites.
Yeah.
Because if we intermingle with them, we will learn their works and we'll start doing it.
That's why the Most High said, don't follow the verse you just read in Leviticus. Don't follow the Egyptians
And the
and the Canaanites.
Yeah, man. That's what they were involved in. Drinking blood, sacrifice, putting tribal marks on themselves. They did a lot of witchcraft and sorcery, man. All right? And then when our people still, they try to, they get so heavy into that Hamite spirit of being black and African, they put that type of demonic energy on themselves. You ain't even supposed to partake, you ain't supposed to be a part of that, man. Is there a little more on that?
One more verse. It says,
And then somebody get Wisdom of Solomon 12.
yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, be ye holy, because Yahweh, man, He's holy. Okay, be separated and sanctified. Be cleansed, man. Be pure. Don't pollute yourself with these abominable practices. They're detestable, man. When he sees his own people doing that, it become a smoke in his nose, man. All right.
Hey, bro, read verse 26. That's a good verse.
Oh yeah, kind of, I almost forgot that. Verse 26, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
That's right.
Yep.
The Most High cut us off from the other nations. All right, made us different, made us holy unto Him, not to follow after these idols and the customs of these heathens. He severed us. That means severed means cut.
Kind.
Severely cut. He cut cut us away from these nations.
And what Yahweh Shai say? The main thing always said, I come not to bring
Oh yeah, but to bring
but
division.
a sword.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a sword.
But he did say that
Division, sword,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Both written us the different way, but it's the same
Separation.
thing.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Get Wisdom of Solomon.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 12:3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land.
Well, who was that talking about? The Canaanites. The same Canaanites that were practicing those abominable customs.
It's gonna tell all the bottom
It's about to break it down, man.
whom thou hatest.
And Salak, in that land, that was always the chosen land of the Most High, the land of Canaan, the Fertile Crescent. The Most High always eyed that land, and it was always promised to the chosen seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the Heavenly Father saw that it was just too much pollution, too much wickedness going on. So this is why the Lord had Israel, after we came out of Egypt, to go down into the land of Canaan and slaughter all those Canaanites, man. Get them up out of there, man. I'm tired of seeing that. Okay, I'm gonna have the holy people dwell there. Okay? Go ahead, man.
Verse 4, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft
Go ahead.
and wicked sacrifices,
Sacrificing unto Molech and other deities.
and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh.
And that's what they do in this society. A lot of children getting kidnapped, sold into sex trafficking. Children getting sacrificed, and they taking their fetuses.
It's like after they finish after they defeated through the sex trafficking, that's when they sacrifice. Okay, we done with you. We can't do nothing else with you. Sacrifice to these. These
That's what your wicked elite are doing.
with their priests out in the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all other
Talking about the land of Israel. Go ahead.
might receive a worthy colony of the Most High children.
Yeah, so basically the Lord's like, you know what? My people, I made them holy so that they can have this holy land. I'm not gonna have no wicked, abominable, detestable people dwelling in a pure, holy, righteous land, man. A land flowing with milk and honey, surrounded by these different bodies of rivers and seas that yields crops and vegetables. The best land on the planet Earth, man. Okay? And who do you got over there right now?
Defiling them.
Destroying it, man.
But you can tell that the Most High is not dealing with them because they got to bring in trees and
Yeah, they got
bring in sand and everything.
Because it's cursed.
It's cursed. Yeah.
The people that's over there is not supposed to be over there, man. You know, they're desecrating.
You know what? We just read this. They're doing the same thing over there now,
Yeah.
but on the
That's
Hamites
what
were doing. Yeah, but on a high another level. The biggest gay parade in Tel Aviv, and man, it's just
It's a lot. The difference with the Khazars that's over there, it's like they went in the Bible and saw what it said not to do,
Yeah.
and they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's what it looked like they took the list from what not to do, and now they're doing that.
nevertheless, even those thou sparedest of his men, and didst send wasps, forerunners of thy host, to destroy them by little and little.
He said wasp. Is that what that's saying?
Didst send wasps, forerunners.
Wasp. Forerunners. So he was sending beasts and
Yeah,
wasps,
creatures.
all type of creatures after them, man.
What's a forerunner?
It's something that goes before you, like John the Baptist was a forerunner for Yahweh Shai. Somebody go before to prepare, to set the scene up for you. Forerunner came, God saying, hey, this shit coming.
Forerunners of thy host.
Remember, hey, because that land, that's how we know them kites over there, they gonna get fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Because every time the heathens came in there and desecrated it, the Most High would send like wild beasts and all type of stuff after them, man. That's why those kites, that's why to a certain degree, they have to practice Judaism. Because if they wasn't, then they would have been got jacked up, man. But the Lord still allowing them to do what they're doing because He's going to ultimately destroy them over there. Okay?
To destroy them, to destroy them by little and little, not that thou was unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them at once by cruel beasts, or with one rough word, but executing thy judgments upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was bred in them, and that their cognition would never be changed. For it was it was a cursed seed from the beginning, neither didst thou.
It was a cursed seed from the beginning. Who is that? Canaan. He cursed the way Ham did during the time of Noah.
Got him cursed.
Yep.
Neither didst thou.
That's why it was ordained from that point on that land that they were inhabited was going to be taken away from them and given to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? Go ahead.
Neither didst thou, for fear of any man, give them pardon for the things wherein they sin. For who shall say, what hast thou done, or who shall withstand thy judgment? Who shall accurse thee for the nation that perish, whom thou hadst made?
Yeah, who shall basically stand between the Most High when He gets ready to judge somebody? You know, like you gonna step in front of a gun. You know what I'm saying? Well, take a bullet for him. Who gonna do that for these nations?
Gonna block out the plagues.
You know?
Hey, that's like the
God
same.
did it for us, and nobody's doing it for the other nations.
That's like the same thing that says in Second Esdras, the 16th chapter. Who shall turn away these plagues?
Oh yes, exactly. Basically, who shall turn away the judgment? Man? You willing to go down for these nations with them? Hey, you Christians, that's what y'all look like. Cause you try to make case for all nations. You know, basically twisting up the scriptures, acting like salvation is for everybody. You know, the Most High ain't dealing with everybody.
Is vocab, you willing to die for these Christians?
Well, he gonna die anyway.
He gonna die anyway, but
you can ask the same question to the 2/3.
Yeah.
That's in Christianity.
He's willing to die for vocab.
You know, they always, well, you guys, that's a racist doctrine that y'all teaching. You know, the Lord loves everybody. You know, where's the love at in your heart? You know, y'all teaching a racist, devilish doctrine. You know. Hey, so you gonna come against the Most High for what He has in stores for as far as judgment? The Lord said He gonna pass the cup to all nations, man. You know?
Who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? For neither is there any power but thou that carest for all, whom thou mightest show that thy judgment is not upright. Neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee, for whom thou hast punished. For so much as thou art righteous in thyself, or orderest all things righteously, thinking it not agreeable with thy power to condemn him that has not deserved to be punished.
Hey, go to Romans 9.
Yep.
The Lord said He have compassion on whom He have compassion.
Yep.
You know.
Mercy.
Romans 9 and
the Most High is just. We reading about the wickedness that they were doing in the land. So is the Most High unrighteous to have them taken out like that? Look what the hell they was doing. Look at the shit that happens in this society, but yet you gonna try to try to take a stand for America, man.
Justify it.
You know, just like they had the audacity to say, "Oh, the Most High need to apologize."
Yeah, that's
for
the
what he did to
thing,
Sodom
bro.
and Gomorrah, man.
Right.
Y'all, you people out your minds, man.
You don't apologize, all right. We're going to wild destroying this one.
Because people don't believe in judgment, man. That's why they thrive off of wickedness, man. You know, they want the freedom to do what the hell they want to do without consequences. You know. Go ahead,
This is Romans 9:6. Not as though the word of the Most High have taken no effect, for they are not all Israel which are
No.
of
Down to like maybe
11.
no, like 13, 14, no, like 14, 15.
Okay, I started 13. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid.
Yeah, is there any unrighteousness with the Heavenly Father? You know, so if the Lord wants to judge the nations, but you teach. Okay.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Yep.
So then is it not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy?
Yep.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden him.
And that's why he's not going to have mercy upon Esau, because he's going to make sure that Esau be rebellious, you know, even unto his destruction.
Yeah.
He's going to be hardened just like Pharaoh was hardened, man. To come against the Lord's people, to destroy his earth, because to make himself a god, you know. The Most High got him like that. All right, you think the Most High gonna have mercy on him? Esau didn't show no mercy to us. The Lord said that he that touches you touches the apple of my eye. Okay, so the same a lack of mercy that Esau showed us, the Most High, he's not gonna show the compassion for them when he destroyed them. And even when destruction comes, Esau's still not gonna repent. The elite, they still gonna be trying to seek to their left hand witches and all that, man.
Okay.
Secret councils and stuff, hoping that the men of the Lord, the angels, don't find them in they little underground bunkers. There's mountain retreats and stuff.
Underground water in underwater cities.
Yeah, man.
Your space stations.
Yeah, man. They ain't gonna repent. They still gonna be wicked. Because that's how the Most High made them. Okay? Everybody's fulfilling their role and purpose. Okay? The Israelites happen to be the vessels of honor. And Esau, he's the vessel of dishonor, man.
I gotta breathe. This is Sirach 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness.
Yeah, so why would he want to give him mercy? He's not going to be right. He's not going to repent.
Back in Romans 9:19. Thou will say then unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High?
Yeah. You know? Oh, so you mean to tell me God is not dealing with me? I don't deserve salvation just because I'm a white person, or I'm Chinese, or I'm this, I'm that? Hey, if you're not on this sign,
or if your spirit don't go back to
if your
Israelite,
spirit, you know, if you're not a confusion of face, then yeah, the Most High is not dealing with you.
I don't want to mess with him.
Okay, he's not.
That's why the Most High gave you heathen nations your gods, your deities to go worship.
Yep.
The Most High is scripture say. It says the God of Israel. Of Israel, not of Moab, not of Esau, not of all these other heathen nations. So our power made the heavens, okay? That's why the Most High gave you Buddha and all these other, these deities, these false idols. Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay?
Hey, like vocab. he's struggling so hard right now because he know what we're saying is the truth, what we're teaching is the truth. But what's messing his head up is that he could very well be an Edomite. You have like a 90% chance of being an Edomite. Okay? So he's trying to stress the fact that with my mom, she has thick Sicilian blood, as if that mean anything. Whatever little hope he got from that, his brothers just slice that, cut that in half. Man.
His mom could be a Jake. His mom could be a Jake, and he could be a damn heathen, an Edomite.
I believe he is.
I think he is too.
Yeah, man.
And most Jakes would have been, but he's over the top, man.
Yeah, man.
Let it go.
Yeah. Like vocab, you lost the first round, and you keep losing each round after that. You can't win. You can't fight against the Most High. Fighting against his men, fighting against the Most High. All right. Of the same lump, to make one vessel unto honor and the other unto dishonor.
Yeah. You got the vessel of honor, which is really starting with the elect. But hey, Israel is an honorable seed. We were meant to be a just and holy seed. Esau was meant to be what? The sons of the wicked, the devil.
It's always been like that. It's been, you had Cain and Abel, and when Cain killed Abel, Abel was a righteous seed, but then came Seth. Just like when Jacob and Esau. It was always a righteous and a wicked seed.
Yeah, man. Oh, somebody get was it 33? 33 and like 10, 11? Like, cause we can't help what we are, man. The Most High made us, man.
Hey, we ain't.
I didn't ask to be an Israelite, but the Most High made me an Israelite. And I give all the praises, man. I give all the praise, glory, and honor that he made me one of his sons, man.
Right.
Hey, and if I wasn't an Israelite, if I was a Hamite or an Ishmaelite, the water Yahbashimel Shafan making me an Edomite. Straight up, man. Because if you're an Edomite, man, that's the worst thing you could be. That's the worst thing.
Hey, but right now, it said the last should be first, the first should be last, right? Right now, to be white is like the greatest thing you could ever have.
That's the top thing right now.
So-called white.
Yeah, so-called, right?
Yeah.
That's the greatest.
That's the ruling class.
Yeah.
Fatness of the earth, live by the sword.
We're on the bottom and we found out that we're Israelites and we're still in this captivity. It sucks. But when it flips and then things get set up the right way, it's well worth whatever you go through. You've been through on this side. You find out, hey, you're the ones that should be ruling the earth while you're in captivity. That's a tough one.
And you see how great we are even in this low condition, but you see how low Esau is in his high position.
Yeah.
What was that in Sirach, the 13th chapter about he that is about poverty. Sirach 13. No, Sirach 10. 10 and 31.
Yep. Sirach 10 and 31. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
Man, how much more in riches, man?
Yeah.
That's why it says that in Proverbs, when the righteous are on authority, the people rejoice.
Yeah.
Or when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. You see all this wickedness that's going on, and Esau has the power. Hey, man, Esau got so much wealth. Nobody on the planet Earth could be homeless or impoverished, man.
God.
Or in debt.
If he was to distribute all the wealth that he actually have, you wouldn't have tent cities. You wouldn't have to have welfare. You know?
But he wouldn't be up there by himself either, though. That's the problem.
Right.
He would be high up in society all by himself. Other people would be up there with him. You don't like that.
Yeah, the Rothschilds alone, that family has over 500 trillion, you know, in liquid assets.
They could knock down your debt. Each person born in America, you born to at least over $600,000 of debt. You think that Esau is gonna take it upon himself to wipe that debt off? You think he's gonna keep the Jubilee law? Hell no, man. Because as long as you're in debt, you're gonna be their servants, man.
That's what keeps him on top, the debt.
Yeah.
Because all your wages, where you think your taxes go to? Esau.
Because they economic system is based off of being credit based.
Yeah.
If I start a bank and I'll start using my money, and we use that as a method of bartering and trading, I'm gonna make a lot of profit off of that.
God.
And the more that you keep using it, you got to keep paying back interest on it. That's where all that debt comes from. You know, these banks, man, and who control the banks? Amalek. All right. So go back to that.
It's me, man.
Yeah.
It says, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
God, man.
Man, it's low.
Just low. You can't go any lower than his devil, man. Okay. That was it. I think you was reading or somebody.
No, I had Romans. I was in Romans 9.
Oh, I asked for somebody to get Sirach 33. Because like I said, man, we can't help who we are. All right, just like you can't help who you are, man. If you a heathen, you a heathen. Okay? You gotta play your part, man. Okay, you an Edomite, and you be the perfect devil that you can be. Okay? And if you try to do something righteous, you going off. That's not true.
Hey, we even tell these low-level Edomites that, you know, these rich elite banking families should be breaking you off.
Hell yeah.
You know, you got poor Edomites, man. You know, Edomites that's, you know, in the poor category.
And that's going to happen with the race riot. These Edomites, these low-level
Civil War,
like these two-time loser Edomites, they get tired. They want a piece of the pie. Sirach 33.
10.
Sirach 33 and 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. Some has he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself.
That's Israel. Go ahead.
But some hath he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places.
We did that to the Canaanites. Okay? Hey, but Esau, he's cursed too. He's cursed with them. He got many curses on him, man. He got the curse of Cain on him. He has the curse of the land, where it talks about how the field will not yield its fruits. You know, it's not going to yield its strength. So the land is cursed because of Esau, man. Okay? It's all type of curses on this devil, man.
Verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render them as liketh him best.
Hey, he's the Most High is the director, the author, okay, the producer, and every person that's a part of the cast, they all have different characters, you know, different personalities. different roles, different purposes
You got
of
Esau.
how they play, or what role they play in the movie, man.
Esau's the antagonist. Jacob's, the Israelites are the protagonists, the elect. You got the heathens, the supporting cast. You can even throw the motherfucking 2/3 in the supporting cast too. You know, but it's all
Really, no, they Israel is they're part of. Ultimately, we're part of. You know,
Co-stars.
yeah, co-stars. Yeah.
because really the two main stars are Jacob and Esau. Okay.
All right, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another.
And that's the duality of the Most High. You know, because it's to bring balance. All right. The Most High, he's not finna have everybody wicked, and he's not finna have everybody righteous. Okay. That would be a horrible film. It's just number villains. There's not one righteous character.
Everybody trying to stab everyone in the back.
You know.
Clue.
Right.
Got one.
Yep.
Proverbs 16:4. The Lord made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah.
Everything has a purpose. He killeth, he maketh alive. You need somebody to fulfill that. You got angels, death angels, and you got angels of protection. You got different things for different purposes.
You got lion spirits.
Yeah.
You know, spirits were created for vengeance.
Yeah. What's that in Job 12 and 16? The deceived and the deceivers are his. You know? And the Most High controls both sides, man. He said he create peace and
darkness.
And darkness, man.
Yeah, Isaiah 45.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's Isaiah 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness.
Yep.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Yeah, that's what he do. Okay, he create good and evil, man. Okay. As a matter of fact, you can keep reading down too, actually. Verse 9 and 10. I was about to say the same thing that said in Sirach 33. As well as Romans the 9th chapter.
Keep reading down
Yep.
to verse what?
To like maybe 10.
This is Isaiah 45, verse 8. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it.
Yeah, the Lord created righteousness, man. And ultimately, righteousness is going to outweigh wickedness, man. Because right now, the balance is there's more evil and wickedness than there is righteousness. But when Yahushua comes back and dethrone Esau, he's going to basically put righteousness back at the forefront.
That's right.
All right? That's going to be the vibration of the world, man. It's after our vibration, which is righteousness.
Right. And they're right, and like you said, the Most High is about balance. The righteousness of that 144,000 is going to outweigh all the wickedness of Esau and the 2/3. And then it's going to be right in its proper order.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
Woe unto him that striveth with this maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou?
Yeah, like you. So if the creator of chess, when he made the rook or when he made the pawn, are those pieces gonna complain about the creator of chess? Why did you make me a rook? Or why did you make me a pawn?
A knight.
Why did you make me a knight?
Bishop.
I can only move in the L shape.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Right. Why couldn't I be the king that got reigned over the board? You know. Or I couldn't be the queen, you know? Nah, man.
You have your own purpose.
They wherever you put your based on whatever move you make, you control that piece. That's how the Most High, that's how he works with us. Okay? The Most High is orchestrating moves on the earth because this is one big stage to him. You know, the different conflicts and turmoil that you see happening in the Middle East, all these are just chess moves that the Most High is making using man. He's setting them up for that war over there, man. You know, putting the spirit into Vladimir Putin to undermine the West. You know, do trade deals with their allies to piss them off, and test fire nuclear missiles that could reach this place.
Being a guard to Venezuela.
Being a guard unto these nations that the West is trying to intervene and destabilize. The Most High is the one that's doing that, man. We are playing our positions, man. Okay? That's what it is. What it is, man. The Most High is not going to go back on his word. He spoke these things, man. The Lord spoke all these things into existence. You know? The Lord said, I shall accomplish that which I please, man. The words that he spoke, it shall not return to him void. Okay? So, hey, if Israel is going to be the only ones allotted to get salvation, then that's what it is. If the kingdom of heaven is only going to be for the Israelites to rule over the rest of the world, that's what it is, because the Father spoke it, man. Okay? Hey, if he said that Esau is going to be annihilated, Obadiah 1 and 18. Hey, it said that. It said that for the Lord have spoken it about how there should be no any remaining of the house of Esau. Man. You know, these Christians, they find that cruel that would happen. So they try to turn around and say, well, that already happened already. No, that ain't happened yet. I'm sorry. I hate to break that to you, but that haven't happened yet. All right. And you are the Edomites.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
He created you for this purpose.
You're fulfilling it.
I created the wicked for the day of evil. So basically, you was preordained to that condemnation, man. The Lord created you so that you could be the wicked on the earth. You could be that left-hand balance, or that you would be this super villain character that would lead the rest of the world in rebellion against the Creator. And the Lord used you basically for the purpose of teaching us a lesson, okay? And also so he can destroy you, okay?
Just accept it.
Just accept, hey, you had a hell of a role, man. You had a hell of a role.
Appreciate you.
Okay?
Especially once it's gone, I'm really going to appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man.
Help usher in the right.
Hey, that takes wisdom to say that, man.
Yeah.
We actually appreciate this, man. Because that's gonna make us a way better, wiser judge when we have the power to rule, man.
You taught us exactly what not to do.
All the wear and tear on this planet, man. All the shit that'll, you see these things going on, and it damn near want to bring you to a tear, man. Because there's so much, and this is all the shit that Esau allows to get out of control under his management, man. So when we get in rulership, man, we gonna appreciate this, man. Like, damn, man, we remember this. So now we understand. We have the understanding, man. Hey, because the serpent didn't lie to Eve when she said that it would make you a god to know both good and evil. He lied about saying that you won't die if you tap into it. That was the price that had to be paid for that, man. You know.
I was gonna read this Romans. You add anything else? That was it. Isaiah 45.
There was a little more.
Okay, got it.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou of thy work? He hath no hands. Woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begettest thou?
Yeah. woman have you brought forth? You know, much like these bugged out mental cases here in Babylon that have an issue with being who the Lord created them to be. That whole gender changing, that's the sentiment. Why did you make me a girl? I don't like being a girl. I envy being a guy. I want to be able to have the privileges that guys have. I want to be able to sleep around. I want to be able to go to war. I want to be able to do this and do that. That's not how the Lord made you.
God.
He made you to be a woman, to be feminine, okay? To serve your husband, to allow your husband to rule over you, bring forth children so we can multiply in the earth, okay? In which you have a very important role as a woman, man. You're very important. But if a lot of our women got those demons on them, but hey, it goes back to them demonic seeds that the serpent planted in they brain, man. Okay? Our women, they're out of touch with their own nature, man. Following after the devil. And they're destroyed, they're polluted, man. But we gonna get all that back. Same thing with you men. You turn it into flaming homos, or you want to become a woman, you get a surgery done, you know, and you want everybody to accept your lifestyle. You fighting against the Most High, man. You being rebellious, you being a demon, man. Rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft.
Warned him that sorry against
Oh, to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands command ye me. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded.
Yeah.
I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives.
That's it.
Hey, he said he should build my time and punishment though. Last end of his role is that slavery you gotta live out. You gotta work that. You gotta work that debt off, man. Then you get eradicated. Don't set the Bible. Yeah, you get
It's Romans 9.
And I want to say, because that's the role that the Most High set up for you.
God.
Romans 9 and verse 22. What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Man, the Most High is very patient. All this wickedness that Esau is doing, the Most High is still patient. You know? Because the Most High, he understands that he has to fulfill his word.
God.
Hey, the Most High is more patient than any of us out here.
God, bro.
We've been want this devil destroyed, man. The Most High still letting things happen to fulfill his purpose. Okay? He's very long suffering, man. Because if the Most High, if he don't step in anytime soon, man, this is just how we feel being down here, man. He gonna fuck all of us up. He gonna kill all of us out, man. That's why we cry out to the Heavenly Father to destroy this place, man. You know, we know that it would be no flesh left to be saved if the Most High was to prolong his days, man. You know,
come right on time, but
yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna start up. Romans 9 and 19. Thou wilt say unto me, why doeth he yet find fault from who have resisted his will?
hey, why the Edomites gotta be eradicated? Why they gotta go 1,000 into slavery? Well, he found fault in it. There was a real issue with it. Just like there was a real issue with us going into captivity, just like there's a real issue for all the other heathen that's got the judgment that they got coming. Everybody, he didn't only just do it and be like, because I said, like we got the land of Canaan because Ham fucked up. So it passed by Ham down into his grandson, the Canaanites, that have to deal with that.
It's all about will. It's all about his will, man. Okay, there's certain things as part of His will that it's not gonna sit right with you. But like the scriptures say, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, man. People be trying to put themselves on a level that they can question the divine Creator.
Like
man.
the scriptures.
That they can understand the Most High's ways.
God.
Yeah, who are you to reply us against the Most High?
Like he read. Go ahead, man. People try to question the Most High's majesty and his reasoning for why he does certain things. Just because they're frustrated that they can't understand. It ain't for you to know. You thinking from a carnal perspective, man. You only gonna believe according to what your flesh tells you, man.
What your flesh can see.
Man, your emotions, man. The Most High is above, he's way out of this realm. Okay? And then when the Lord gives you the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and you look into these things that the Lord spoke of, you'll come to the conclusion that the Most High is the ultimate genius, man. This thing is put together beautifully, man.
Hey, now
Can't no man have ever came up with this.
right. But because we're Israelites, the outcome is really good. The end of the story ends really, really good. For us. So of course we enjoy this story, but hey, Esau, look what you had. Heathens, look what y'all had on the earth.
Yep.
Y'all had us captive. Y'all had your time to rule. And then the other heathen outside of the Israelites, y'all want to enjoy this life to keep them happy.
Yep.
Being our servants and handmaids and so on and so forth. You're going to love it. You're going to rejoice.
Verse 2.
Talked about the duality earlier. We being in captivity, this is our hell. So in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna be on top, and these other nations, they're gonna be in their hell. You can't. All these nations can't be in their heaven at the same time. That's not how the Most High set it up. It has to be a condition. It has to be a hellified condition and a heaven condition. People always have to be in captivity, and people always have to be in a higher status, man. Riches, man. Glory.
It's always been that way.
Always been that way.
Always been that way.
Since the beginning.
We take it down one and set up another.
That's it, man. You always had merchants. You always had servants. You always had people that had skilled laborers. So they were meant to, whether it be landscaping or carpentry, building. Everybody played different roles, man. Not everybody's gonna be a king. Not everybody's gonna be a governor. Okay? Not everybody is fit to be a manager. All right? That was,
We keep reading, right? Verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if the Most High willing to show his wrath?
It's his choice to see who he wants, which one he want to honor. I don't want G.I. Joe to be the hero this time. I want Cobra to be the hero. I don't want G.I. Joe to be the villain. I want Transformer the villain or whatever. When you're in a position of the Most High, you choose the way you want it to go. You're the director or the writer of the movie. You write it the way you want the movie to go.
Verse 22, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction?
The problem is
fitted to destruction. So like
the problem is you guys don't like the fact of your role that you're casted into this movie. That's usually the problem. Everybody don't like the truth, don't like the role that they have in this world. And especially if it's according to the way the prophecies are saying. Because you're not a prophet, you're not going to escape these things, or you don't want to have to deal with that part. You can't just write that part out the movie. That part still has to happen.
because people only going to want what's most pleasurable and most convenient for them. Like the super rich, Esau. A lot of our people envy Esau because it's good for him. A lot of our people, they have that self-hatred. Well, people that look like me and the people of my nation, they're on the bottom. So I don't even want to associate with these people. I want to be like the people that's on top. So they go and bleach themselves, they blonde their hair, they start talking like the so-called white man. They whatever the so-called white man say, that's what I'm gonna do.
Following their philosophies.
Yeah, so they basically want to change their role. You can't do that, man. Right now it's ordained for Esau to live how he living right now. I guarantee you, when the Lord basically put us back on top, you ain't gonna want to be him. He's gonna want to be you. Right now, our women want to get with him. In the kingdom, all they women gonna want to get with us. That shit, it's already happening now, and they still in power, man.
Okay.
How much more when we get in our glory, man? These devils, they're gonna want to be us, man. And the scriptures say how we gonna boast. We're gonna boast in our glory, man. Well, so.
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 24. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
Yeah, it's all about his will, man. It's all about the Lord's purpose. Okay? It's his decision at the end of the day. We under the Most High's authority. And he gave his authority down to Yahweh Shai. Okay? So when Yahweh Shai comes to rule, hey, does it not say he ruleth in the kingdom of men? So the final say-so is really what the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai said. The Lord wanted Esau to rule, man. That's why he's in power now. He wouldn't have done that if he didn't want him. Okay? So we got to deal with that. Right now, we're going through our punishment. We're on the bottom. The Lord brought us down. And we got to serve that, man. But guess what? What we're dealing with now is you can't even make a comparison to what we're going to receive, man. Because what we gonna receive is gonna be forever and ever, man. It's gonna be forever and ever. So that's why the scriptures say, hey, somebody get Psalms 37. It says, fret not thyself.
Can I read this right quick?
Yep.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
That's right. And then you read the different history of all these different empires that ruled before. You had all those different beasts. It was ordained that those four beast systems would arise and come into power. The Lord ordained that, man. Okay? And he ordained for us how we were going to end up in Egypt. How do we end up in Egypt? The sons of Jacob sold their brother Joseph to the Midianites. That's how we ended up as a nation years later in Egypt.
Hey, and it looked like a negative thing, but it yielded positive results. Because we would have got the same pardon because the famine came down where we were staying at. We went down to Egypt, and then that's when it kind of happened.
Joseph made it great.
Joseph made it cool so we could eat and we can build up our nation. And when we was in captivity down there, and we had debt, from living up under the Egyptians. All that, if you look at the big picture, you can see how the Most High set it all up, even for the greater purpose of the benefits of Israel and of the world.
That's right, man. The Most High, he's the one that's doing the orchestrating, man. Hey, like the left-hand powers that Pharaoh and his Magi's had. The Most High was controlling that. The known world at that time, they was probably looking at Pharaoh like he was a god.
That's what the scripture says.
That's what.
He raised up Pharaoh to show his power. And hardened his heart.
All those supernatural things that the Pharaoh was able to do in his magicians, that was because the Most High gave him that left hand power to do it.
Yep.
Showing you that the Most High was with the Egyptians at that time. But then the Lord raised up his power through Moses to show the real power, where all this power comes from. All right? The omnipotent one. Yep.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 16, verse 15. The Lord hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world.
And it was so famous that all the other nations knew about it. And whenever they would see Israel, they would tremble because they remember what the Lord did to the Egyptians. Okay, you got these devils. Some of the scientists that try to say they try to link those plagues that happened in Egypt to what they call so-called Mother Nature or some shit.
Yeah,
they don't want to give the credit to the Most High, man. And they want you to believe that they're the Most High. You know? Or it was something that was that naturally happened in the earth that happened.
They say act like it was a chain reaction of events that happened because of the previous one. No, the Most High.
Yeah, they don't want to give that glory to him. The Most High, he does. There's nothing being done on the planet Earth. All right, that the Most High is not orchestrated.
Time,
The scripture say that it says, has there been evil and I have not done it?
Amos 3.
6.
It says all things, was that Sirach 18? All things obey his will, man. Yeah. See, this whole topic that we going into, this is how you know these Christians don't know nothing, because a lot of them still teach free will. But what we've been proving the whole time is there is no free will. There's no such thing, man. Okay? We all drones for the Most High, man. You know? Oh yeah.
Psalms 37:7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way.
Yeah, don't envy him that prospers in his way, man. You see a lot of these entertainers, these super rich, they do a lot of wickedness to get what they attain, man. But like the scriptures say, because of their pride and because of injuries gotten by deceit, the kingdom is in the midst of a translation. They're getting ready to fall. They're getting ready to lose everything that they have. They're losing their power, man. So that's why we're supposed to be patient and wait upon the Lord for our salvation, man. Because Esau, he's about to lose everything that he stole, man. Okay, he had to shed a lot of blood and commit a lot of wickedness to receive this current setup that he have today, man. Go ahead.
Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Yeah, every day, there's wicked devices that he makes happen, man. You know, he that's what Esau, the Most High created him that way, man. You know, he's always running into mischief. It says that he sleep not except he cause someone to fall, man. And every time he does that, it's just so that he can get some type of gain out of the situation. You know, setting up false flag terrorist attacks just so he can find a reason to go in and take their resources, man. That's what he do. So hey, it prospers. It seemed like Esau is getting away with all this wickedness, but really the Most High got it. He has it building up, man. It's piling up to the heavens.
Okay.
He ain't gonna let Esau go. Okay. There was more, right?
Cease, verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil.
Keep going.
For evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be, yea, those shall diligently consider his place, and it shall be, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
So this is what we're going to receive if we wait patiently. And we're going to see the end of the wicked, man. Okay? We're going to get to see their destruction. We're going to get to see their fall, Shalom. We're going to get to see how all of this plays out, man. Okay? How the Most High has it out for Esau. How Yahushua is going to come and wage war against them. How they're going to go right into slavery and get, they're going to have to taste double. They're going to have to be rewarded double for all they've done against us. We're going to get to see all that, man. All we got to do is just
wait.
Just wait. Watch it all play out, man, while we actually speak these things into existence.
Hey, Con, I don't know if you said it, bro, but like the script says, and they that wait upon their Lord shall be renewed with strength.
Yeah.
Con.
That's right, man. See, Esau, he knows that these things are coming, so he's trying to mimic that. He envies that, man. Here it is, you at the height of your rule, you got all this technology, all this artificial intelligence, but here it is, you still envy us.
Con.
You know, because you know we're those people, man. You know? So he want to put chips in us, he want to try to create different technology to make artificial immortality in men. He wants to be like the Most High, man. Transhumanism.
He wants to have the power to give life, take a life away. That's what he's gonna do with his chip.
Yeah, man. I got the power to turn man into a woman.
Yeah.
I could do the surgery, which will allow him to stop growing facial hair, hormones. So I could basically turn him into a woman. You know?
And you have to, in this society, you have to accept that person as a woman. If you call them a man or sir, you can go to jail and get fined. You know?
There's one that was at GameStop. That was funny.
Yeah.
He was real upset, like, sir, you guys got to stop. He couldn't even stop calling him a man. That was clearly a man.
Right.
He made a big deal in the news about it. You know?
Yeah, man.
We talk about this, but it's going to get a lot worse here in Babylon before it gets better. You know, you're going to have these wicked-ass transgenders as your boss on your jobs. You're going to take orders from them. You know? All we can do is put curses on them, man. That's it. Because like the scripture says, you know, weapons of warfare are not carnal. Wait upon me. Wait on the Lord. Verse 12, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword.
And he see that his day is coming. That's why he's having wrath right now. Right? The devil shall have great wrath. He shall come down on you having great wrath because he know that he have but a short time. You know, right? Hey, we don't have weapons of mass destruction. You know, we don't have riches. We don't have what you have. So what is the threat in us being the lowly in your society that would make you want to come after us?
This is our weapon.
It's because this right here, man. This is that power that he's afraid of, man. That's why he's gonna try to come against us, man. Okay, you good, bro? Yeah. Come.
The wicked have drawn out. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow and cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation.
Yeah, which is the righteous, man. Those that are speaking righteousness, man. Speaking judgment in the gates. You know, he's planning on coming against the servants, the prophets, man. Because look what we're saying. All this that he's enjoying right now, he's getting ready to lose it, man. These devils don't want to hear that, man. You know?
See, if it wasn't happening, if their society wasn't crumbling, the infrastructure of America wasn't crumbling, we wouldn't be a threat. You know, but they see this coming to an existence. They see this happening. They see us bringing out the economic downfall of World War III, and it coming to pass. That's when it's a threat, because they know people are going to adhere. The elect is going to adhere to the word.
That's it, man. I think that's you got something? Let's all wrap up.
This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
And with that, we'll give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakudash. It runs to the elder apostles who will the great millstone, Shalom Barakatam. Peace and blessings to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. We'll say Shalom.
Shalom.